Hello, hello friends, hello Drakenell, hello Manic, greetings, welcome. Welcome to a much needed chill night. You're doing well. Hey, our Dominic. Switch to move all the buttons around? They just updated their whole thing, didn't they? I hadn't noticed because I've had Twitch open all day. But yeah, I've heard people in some channels complaining about them updating all the layouts and them not knowing where all the stuff is. So hopefully you can still find your way here and to the buttons and stuff. So yes, hello, it's Tuesday. We made it. We made it past Monday. I guess technically we did that last night too, but I'm gonna declare it again. Tuesday is kind of a whatever day for me. So hope you're all doing well. After last night struggling with Amorites and zombies and such, could really use some Dragon Quest building, I think. Or actually more questing than building, because tonight we're getting back to the main quest in this, and I see no reason to delay any further. Tuesday is the 2 meetings day. You know, I actually had several meetings today myself. One was just like a check-in to see how I was doing, and the other one was a meeting of all us editors to see how everyone was doing collectively. 2 meetings, both exactly the same meeting in the morning. 1 at 9, 1 at 11. Gonna be honest, doesn't really sound like the best use of your time. I gotta be honest. Alright, anyway, we're here. We were fishing last time. I think I'm good on fishing. Either you're going deaf or I'm super quiet. Maybe, is that better? Before you finish your bedrooms, move everyone who will fight to the pyramid. Make sure they're the best weapons you can make. Interesting, okay. Let's pop over here, Dan. Mr. Von Fuffykins. Hello. What do we count down to? Very exciting. Oh, hey! Thank you for the raid. I really appreciate that. It's so kind of you. Huh, I haven't, unless other folks are having volume issues as well, I think I'm at the same levels I've always been at, so. Birthday, Jack Palmetto, hello! I hope you are ready to chill with us. Last night I was playing a whole bunch of Thief the Dark Project, and, sneaking around all those religious fanatics and corpses, not the same thing, was getting quite tiring, so. Great hype! Based oat meat, thank you for the follow. I had to parse that one. But I got you. Alright. So everyone is currently at the pyramid. Rosie doesn't fight. Okay, Bonanza fights. So we'll relocate him here. They don't fight. Alright, Brittany, Babs, Den, McGraw, Digby, Dougie, Ordelia. They're all here. I think I need to give Brittany and Bonanzo new weapons. You're starting the stream out, not only fix the audio video desync, but you're like 33% louder. I was like, Twitch is weird sometimes. I have no idea why Twitch is the way it is sometimes. Bizarre thing. Basity oats and dosity oats. I'm doing good. How are you doing, Mr. Von Fluffykins? Yes, I'm absolutely ready for the next story beat. We built quite a bit of stuff over in, we have visitors. We built quite a bit of stuff over in the Green Valley area. We spent a couple nights doing that, and I'm just kind of ready to move on. Ready to see what else this game has in store for us. Okay, I have one. Okay, I have an iron broadsword. What's the difference between these? It's like 10. I guess I should make another. You. Here, have this. And then Brittany's the other one who needs it. Made some good progress with Shine Force. Nice! Great. That is good to hear. I got scared on Saturday because I ran into one of the game's more infamous battles, but it seemed to work out okay. Do I have... I don't think I have an anvil on me. If I did, I don't know where it would be. Somewhere in here? Maybe somewhere in there. Oh, nope, there it is. Come here, you. Alright, let's make one more of these. Cool. Which battle was that? It was the Kraken. The Kraken was the first battle I have not gotten on my first try. So, afternoon into evening was trying to get one dumb program to compile so everything passed. That's been really nice. Alright, where is Brittany? Brittany's here somewhere. There's, oh, what's her face? Vivian? Is that her name? Where would I be if I was a Brittany? You just killed her, no more caring for us. You're free! Free of aggravating tweets and being asked to see your manager. Also took 2 tries, yeah. It seems like the first try, I can kind of see everyone trying to figure out like what's possible, like how far you can reach, and then on the second try, you've kind of got your strategy nailed down. Yeah, the really thick ones are terrible. Okay, I can't find Brittany, so we're just gonna focus on building, and maybe she'll show up while we're doing this. Okay, so we need a rough and tough bedroom and a neat and sweet bedroom inside. Rough and tough, bed, light source, bottles, dumbbells, barrel, or residence sign. Thick. Neat and sweet, bed, chair, light source, dressing table, pot plant, residence sign. I'm never gonna remember any of that. Okay, you know what we could do? We could do this one at a time. Bed, light source, bottles, dumbbells, barrel, residence sign. Okay, hang on. Yeah, we can put that away. All right. Sorry. Before I get back to y'all, okay, I need a bed, light source, bottles. He said. Dumbbells, barrel. Is this a residence sign? This is a nameplate. Does that count? Want a quick brief on what to expect? No, that's fine, Drake. No, I'm not worried about what's gonna happen. I have no concerns. Nameplate is residence sign. Okay, good. So I am missing dumbbells. So we'll grab that, and then we'll go ahead and do this room up, and then we'll do the other one. Never played any of the Dragon Quest games, always wanted to. You absolutely should. And the series is big enough that I think it'll be pretty easy for you to find something that you want to play. Like, if you want to play a traditional JRPG, there's at least 11 to pick from now, going all the way back to the NES era. I played Dragon Quest 1 and 2. They're tough in the ways like the old Final Fantasies were tough, but they're a lot of fun. If you want something friendlier and more buildy, there's the builder games now. There's a Dragon Quest, isn't there? Oh, Dragon Quest Heroes is like the Musou game, right? For more like third-person action, and then there's a whole bunch of spin-offs all over the place. Mobile games and handhelds and stuff. I want to pick up 11 at some point. I've heard 11's a lot of fun in a very like comfortable traditional sense. Hey, $10, what's up? It is the Musou. Okay, cool. Let's see. It's probably gonna be under. Yep, there they are. I'm gonna make a couple of these. Because you never know when dumbbells are gonna come in handy. Have the demo on your Switch? Nice. If I thought I had time to play it, I would do it. But I don't. Okay, so now the next question is, what kind of bricks are we gonna use? Hey, Cold Rolled Steel, how you doing? Dragon Quest Heroes Warriors, this game wants to be a tower defense game. It sucks at being either. Ooh, ouch. I do know a lot of people that like Dragon Quest Heroes, though. You picked up, hey, Naren, what's up? You picked up 11 on Golden Week sale. Haven't had the chance to put any time into it. Messed you up at this part, so if you weren't aware, they won't recognize something more than 2 blocks off the ground as part of a room. Got it. Thank you, Hive Home. Yeah, I keep having to remind myself of that, because I want to build things taller than that. Aw, thank you, Cold Rolled Steel. Tornaco's Mystery Dungeon start off the entire Mystery Dungeon franchise roguelikes. Oh, that's interesting. It actually kind of startled me. I want... Crazy paving. I wonder what that's all about. I've decided. I want to make this out of copper. Oh, that's brick. Oh well. I just unlocked a brick block. Whatever. Ghosts is about to clock us. Dragon Quest Monsters of Pokemon like. Isn't there one? What are the Rocket Slime games exactly? Because I remember seeing those when I was living in Japan for the DS, and it looked awesome. Like it looked like some kind of like offensive castle manager or something. The vault blocks are the same as a pyramid. I did think about that. I think I want to do something a little bit different. I feel like being a bit different. Okay, so is this the new annoying ass kind of ghost that's gonna appear at night? Okay, for God's sake, let me build things. Okay. Okay, so we got copper floor, we got copper wall. Want to take your tables indoors? Because that would make way too much sense. I have no intention of doing things sensically. This upcoming story is a hoot. Okay. Okay. We'll do some more copper wall. Rocket Slime's neat is kind of puzzly action sort of game, a little bit Zelda-y. Very divisive. Oh, the story beat is. Okay, I'm done with all of you. All the monsters, not all of you. Y'all are great. Y'all are the best. I think, yeah, Lulu is still somehow sealed inside the pyramid, and I kind of have no intention of letting her out anytime soon. All right, so let's see here. How are we gonna want to do this? Okay. Let's get some cactus out of here. This should be fine. Let's see. We're gonna want to get our copper out. Gonna make an extremely metal building, metal area. Little pillars along the wall make good room borders. That's just you. Kind of what I was thinking. That's gonna leave a space. Hang on. Do over. Aren't exactly evenly spaced. That's fine too. I don't need everything to be like perfectly symmetrical. I just need some kind of guideline here. Okay, so let's do it from here. Really? Are they... Oh, they're on the pyramid, okay. I think they're... I think they're trying to get to Lulu, who is sealed inside the pyramid. Symmetry is for cowards. Actually, I like to divide it in half. The door opens to a narrow hallway that leads to 2 doors to each room. That makes sense. That's a pretty good idea. And the other one has chased... I think the other one chased... Yep, he chased Surge across the way. Surge, stop running. Surge, you coward. Okay, we're done. Okay. I don't know entirely how the pyramid's gonna be laid out. That's okay. I'm not gonna stress too much about it at first. Also, I want to eat something before I start getting hungry. Where did my food go? Did I eat? Oh, here we go. Bread. I'm just gonna eat tons of bread. Just fill my ass right up. Wrong blocks. I was really focused on building. I was ignore the mobs and they just like give up and leave after a while. Oh, that's good to know too. Okay, so this will roughly be 1 room. Now my question is... Ring the outer wall inside the pyramid with rooms. Figure that's what everyone does. Okay, I have an idea. Do something a little... maybe a little odd. No, Miku. You don't need to go that crazy. Alright, and then I'm gonna... fill this in. That way people are not living directly on the sand. This would be quite a big room. Well, I hope they enjoy it. It would get everywhere. I hate sand. The pyramid, okay, so there's 3 phases to pyramid construction. Are there actually 3 phases? There are 3 levels to the pyramid? Should have just used the trowel to replace the sand at your feet. Yeah, probably. I don't know, I kind of wanted to give this a little bit of elevation too. I kind of want to leave the sand in the middle of the pyramid like that, like a sort of interior plaza, and then have the rooms and stuff be a bit elevated from that. 2 levels and a tip. Okay. Since this is the crumble done area, it would be kind of cool to do like the first floor, do everything in copper, the second floor in silver, and the top floor in gold. But I don't think that'll actually be necessary. Let's make a little entrance spot. Most of these big boy blueprint constructions are in 3 parts. Alright. So, okay. The top will have a gold option, so you totally could. Okay, sweet. Alright, so here is your giant ass room. Hope you enjoy it. I'm just gonna fill it with barrels. We can always come back and decorate with other things later. There's your light sources, have some bottles. Looks kind of fucking dumb. They're miners, not artists. I mean, I could also maybe come back and make this like some kind of dormitory construct. So we'll deal with all of this later. Right now, I just want to get it built. And then I need a door. Dorkatory. Why do I not have any normal doors? Fine. You can have a rustic door for now. I'll replace it later. What'd I make? Enormous rough and tough bedroom. Perfect. Okay. This one I'm gonna make Yeah, I know. I'm awesome. I'm great. You could also walk inside and look at it, too, if you're so inclined. Let's see. I'm not gonna make all these... Loving this corner. I'm not gonna make all these a consistent size. We're gonna recess this one a little bit. This copper wall is an amazing architectural achievement. We'll do the entrance for this one like here. Can you assign rooms to multiple residents, or is that a no-no? Like, could I put multiple signs in a room? You can, okay. Wait, did I ask the opposite of the thing I'm actually wondering? I want to know if you can assign one room to several people. Doug and Digby share a room. Okay, perfect. Okay. I did somehow express my question the correct way. You play matchmaker if you want. Ooh. Now you're speaking my language. I'm getting the urge to accessorize here, y'all. I'm feeling like, oh, I need to take some of the blocks out of the middle and put down carpet, and I need to give them tables and stuff, but no. We will do that another time. I know I said I might do... Damn it, Miko. I know I said I might do some of the construction off-stream. I don't think that's gonna happen. Sunday night? I actually installed a few games that I want to play on my own time, if I can find time. Tried to build like a subway around the island with glass windows, looking into the oasis, but kept registering as an aquarium. The villagers kept going apeshit and idling on the train tracks. I found that's amazing. Also, I ran out of floor blocks. I ship Miku and Malroth, but then again, I'm a bad person. I think we all do right now. Malroth puts in game language, force mortal enemies to share the same room. Playing Yakuza Kiwami 2 in a random side mission confirms Kiryu's glowing kill aura is something people actually see in the world. Now that's sweet. That's really cool. What are they? I installed Far Cry Primal and Total War Shogun 2. I haven't started Shogun 2 yet, but I have not played a Total War game since Rome 1. I used to be obsessed with the Total War games. The original Shogun specifically. I loved the original Shogun, and I loved Rome 1. I wasn't so hot on the medieval games. And then after Rome 1, there was like Medieval 2, which I wasn't interested in. And then there was, what was then they did like Empire and Napoleon, and I didn't really care about those, so I just kind of fell off the series entirely. I was gonna get back into it with Shogun 2, and I just never got around to picking it up. Those are polar opposite games for sure. Yeah, I started Far Cry Primal. It's definitely a Far Cry game, like a modern Far Cry game. But I really like the whole conceit of it. And I like that there's not so much faffing about with the characters. They're just like, you know, village destroyed, must destroy the destroyers and stuff. Like, they basically just exist to give you quests to go, like, hunt more animals and murder more people. Rosie X Miku. Oh, did you go outside? Den, I need you here. Looks like... Huh, needs a toilet, okay. That's actually a reasonable concern. It's very gameplay distilled. Yes, that's absolutely true. Oh, hey! Play Retro Spice. Didn't see you sneak in there. Alright, real quick. I'm gonna do this outside because I don't actually know what I want to do for it. But here, let's just do this up real quick. I don't want people pooping themselves. Before finishing your rooms, don't forget to put your armor back on. My armor is on. This is just cosmetic. Put the toilet by the oasis. I am not sullying the sanctity of that oasis, my friend. I need a pot and I need a towel. You and you. Watch him come go ape shit over that too. You know what? You know what? You know what? Fine. Here. Have a lantern too, so you can see where you're shitting. Beachside bathrooms disagree with you. In the oasis. You're a ninja. Nin. Okay, so we finished. Oh, right, I'm an idiot. I need to actually talk to, I need to talk to Dude Guy and figure out what needs to go in here. I know there's one thing we're gonna have to make. Brittany! Here you are. There. Oh, that was interesting! Because of the moment that I gave it to her, the weapon didn't automatically go back to me, it just popped out. Wait, Den, where are you? Wait, where is he? Watering hole? No, this is a shitting hole. Or just look at what's highlighted in the craft menu. Drake now. How'd you get to be so clever? Okay, something's going on with these people. Something is going on with these people. And I don't know what it is. But they just keep getting sealed into the walls of this place. I know we need this. We need this. We need a pot plant. They become one with what they build. Okay. Oh, they're coral lilies. That's nice. Need that dresser? Oh, right, the dresser. Okay. Yeah, it's neat and sweet, right? There you are, there you are. Okay, so is there anything else? Why do I have 4 dressers anyway? How did that happen? Okay, we'll do the dresser all the way at the end here. The room just got a bit fancier somehow. There can be only one. Let's put a table in here too, because why not? We need somewhere for the light sources. I made a large basic bedroom. Okay, that didn't do anything. Nameplate. Boom! Did it. Okay. That wasn't so bad. I learned how to make a grand piano out of that. Go me. You never know when inspiration's gonna strike. We did it! Glad you're able to emerge from your stony prison. Hieronymus, buddy, what's up? Thank you for subscribing for 19 months. Holy cow, dude. Den, no, Den, come back. Den, come back. Oh my days, Miku. Rough and tough bedroom, neat and sweet bedroom are ready. Done exactly as I asked. Really give the pyramid that lived-in look, don't you think? If you're ever at a loose end, why don't you try filling the old gaff with rooms like these? Anyway, while you were hard at work building these rooms, I had a little chat with the Furrowfield lot. A decent bunch of lads and lasses, eh? If I had a pub here, I'd treat them all to a refreshing glass of Digger's Jigger or two. Well, now, of course. Tell you what, when the pyramid's done and dusted, maybe you could build me one. Make this place a proper little home away from home. We can definitely do that. Make sure you're well fed. I think I just filled up. Huh? Because it's just me, or does something not feel right around here? Since monsters nearby, I'm not talking about the wild ones that live here. I think you might be right about that, Malroth. Oh dear, yes. Oh dear, dear, yes. Grand pianos everywhere. Going in for a closer look. You lot follow when you're ready. Where's... Oh, it just started raining. How very odd. Nothing like this has ever happened before. Ordelia. Yeah, I love Ordelia. I don't just like Ordelia. I love Ordelia. I got a sneaking suspicion as to who might be behind this. Miko, if my hunch is correct, Malroth could be in danger. We have to go after him. Quickly, everyone. Follow me. Malroth went this way. Okay. Oh, wow. Serious storm rolled in. Getting you dressed for a bath, I know, right? Don't worry, I've got dragon scale armor under this. What the hell? What? Hey everyone, get a load of that. Is it a ship? I can hardly make it out in all this murk. Yeah, I'd say it belongs to the Children of Hargon. They must be preparing to come ashore. Holy shit, I want a better look at this. I want a ship. Why do they get a ship? I want a ship. I mean, they get cannons. I want cannons. That looks cool. So they used... It looks like they used hardwood tile for most of it, and then wood floor for the highlights. And then I think that's softwood. Yeah, it's softwood for the mast. You need to dry your clothes if you're nude. You sank your last ship. That wasn't my fault. You get to look it over in detail later. Okay, sweet. I should build a ship. Face of a new meme. I should build a ship. I don't get it. What are the Children of Hargon doing here? Why now? Is it obvious? Those rotten missionaries from before must have called for reinforcements. Well, however they ended up here, we'll be sending them back the way they came. Is everyone kitted out with something sharp and pointy? Mika, if you think we need reinforcements of our own, use the residence register and summon the rest of the furrow fielders from the Green Gardens. Did you make and bring herbs? You must build a boat. You ready to take these guys down? No. I don't think I have any healing items. I think I have... Where are all my leaves? I have 1 billion medicinal leaves and no healing items. How much does food heal? 5 HP. That's not gonna fly. That's 10. That's 15. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Let's go... Maybe here. This should only take a second. They do like nothing else. Oh, relish this moment, chat. I'm actually listening to you for once. So I want these hearts. Did I just... Oh. Medicinal herb restores 30. Antidote. Huh. That's cool. Let's make a bunch up. Okay, cool. I can heal now. I mean, really, this is as good a time as any to make them, because I'll need to make them at some point. Remember you had a run button? I do now. Look at her stick her little arms out in Naruto run. I love this game. Whee! I was like, why did I get a speed boost from opening the door? Oh, right. That's how this game works. Alright, let's do this. And let me push the wrong ass button to talk to you. I do have a paraglider, don't I? And a charge attack, I remember that. Chat confirmed canon by Oddish, add to the annals of Oddish lore. That's the spirit. We can't let my empire of evisceration get destroyed at the hands of those loopy lunatics. Lily, hang back and look after anyone else who can't swing a sword. Meanwhile, we'll knock these monsters in the middle of next week. Thank you, both of you, Miku, Malroth. Please don't let those horrible monsters take over our island. Well, look who it is. Hey there, Miku. We're back. Sorry we had to scram, man. I said we'd stay out of your way, man. I said we'd never force our beliefs on you, man. But that was all just a sham, man. We're back to this island to slam, man. Wham, bam, thank you, man. And our Raleigh run. Being a pillar's bad, man, so we're gonna shorten your lifespan, man. Shane. Shane. Why you gotta do this to me? I don't want to get beat. Alright, first wave down. Hey, stop that. Take him, Babs. You got this. Ow. Alright, cool. Wow, they barely lasted long enough to fight. That was pretty sweet. I can see Brittany in there. YOLO. "62 enemies, oh god, you're right. I love those muscly dudes. They basically do all that work, just get knocked out before they can actually attack. Shaboom! Huh, that only did half this guy's life. Nah, I'm just gonna take it. Get owned. Oh wow, there's a bunch of you. That's just like the cutest animation too, of them letting their hammers, their axes donk them on the heads. Oh, Lojal, hi, what's up, buddy? Friends are getting a bit beat up. Ow. Oh, hey. Look at that. Good thing I brought these. Hey, what a good idea I randomly had. Can I help you? That'll help. Get the casters, they're weak. Den's not dead, he's just tired. Alright. Bro, it's Tuesday and almost watched something else. Glad I checked to his stream friends. Aw, thank you, Lojal High. I'm glad you're here. Everyone okay? The Children of Hargon will think twice before attacking us again, that's for sure. Or will they? We're not beaten yet, man. The children are gonna kick you in the can, man. It looks like you're too tough for the runs of the clan, man. I think it's time I change the plan, man. Huh? Crikey! That lot ain't here to muck about. Shane stands for his clan, man. Hey, monsters, the builders of Boss's Island, so here's the plan. Take her down and win the crown, man. Rorf. Nah, mate, I ain't having it. Won't let you pinch our mate off us. Not on your Nelly. Miku, you need to get out of here pronto. You're too important. Don't worry, we'll look after these numpties. Numpties is such a good word. I hate that it's not really American slang. I want to adopt it. I want to hear it everywhere. Malroth, you go with her. Head to the dock and set sail for another island. What about you? We can't just... This isn't the time to argue. Those monsters want to take Miku away from us. If they do, we can wave goodbye to all our hopes and dreams. Just go. Fine, I'll look after her. The rest is up to you guys. Come on, Miku. Let's get to the dock. All right, then. I guess I can just do this. Don't worry, the biggest Nintendo. Hey, Cheese Whiz, what's up? Yeah, you won't be escaping that easily, flesh face. It's an ambush. We'll have to fight our way through. Fight our way through to the... Oh, he's blue. Ow. Ow. Stop it. Okay. Malroth, what are you doing? Okay. White one first. Can't shipwreck, these guys are all numpty-dumpty. Oh, we're underwater now. I didn't even notice. Okay. I would like to not be in the water for this, personally. Come on, Malroth. Come on, Malroth. Come on, Malroth. Come on, Malroth. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Okay. There we go. Alright, I guess he's stuck. Great. Oh, eat it! There we go. Alright. That sped up the process. Ooh, give me junk. Been a bit absent lately. Spread yourself a bit thin on the stream front. Nowadays, these nights have 7 or 8 people I want to watch all stream at once. And then I watch the VODs instead. It's tough, yeah. It's tough once you find a lot of channels you're interested in and everybody's doing stuff at the same time who you should watch. I've been pretty busy during the day, so I haven't been able to tune in as much of the channels I like watching, so. We did it. No broken bones here, but that's more than I can say for that lot. Miku, Malroth. Take it be heading off for a while. It's for the best. The Children of Hargon seem dead set on getting their grubby mitts on you, Miku. As long as you're here, they'll keep coming back. As soon as they see you're not here, expect they'll be off as well. Then Malroth wanted to say what came out. What about the others? Are you sure to be safe without us around? Yeah, we're completely submerged right now. I'm so glad this game is smart enough not to have the oxygen meter going while you're doing this. I wonder if I had been out in the ocean somehow doing this, like the deep ocean, if that dragon asshole counter would have gone during these scenes. Dandy, let me worry about the Children of Hargon. You just concentrate on protecting Miku. All right, look after them, okay? You have my word. Hadn't you better talk to the captain? If anyone knows where to find a safe haven in a storm, it's him. Now, Miku, let's go. I'm pretty excited about this, actually. I'm really excited to see where they're going to send us. It could be kind of funny if you drown mid-sentence. A lot of indie games don't think that far ahead, and that's absolutely a thing that can happen. It's usually just annoying, though. Like, you'll be in the middle of a cutscene, and you'll be taking, like, constant damage from poison that you didn't have time to cure after a battle or something. Or monsters can just walk up to you and keep taking swings at you while you're trying to mash through a scene. Certainly got a choppy situation on our hands, Miku. Better head off to an island and lie over till this all blows low. Wait, what? Lie over till this all blows low. Just point to where you want to go on the map, and I'll guess a course. I love this guy. Wait, really? Wait, so I just pick somewhere to go? Okay. Let's go Bamboo Island. Chan's on deck and I'll set sail. You'll see. Best example of devs not thinking about possible consequences of a dot effect, the corrupted blood plague in WoW. Oh yeah, I remember that, Low July. That was really fun though. A lot of really cool stories came out of that. Sailing, sailing. La-dee-dee-dee. Although the children have a boat, why don't they come after us? Why don't they notice us leaving? Steady should blow. Oh dear. The heck was that? Have we hit something? Sorry about that. Ship pal, seemed like we bumped into a rock or something similar. Hard to tell with all this fog. Hang on, looks like the fog's clearing. The flog's clearing. This game is the best. Oh my god. Shiver me fingers. We've only gone and crashed into a Children of Hargon ship. Come on, crash into our ship, would you? Now you've really ruffled my feathers. A second, you're all pesky little humans. You should know that your kind are strictly prohibited from sailing the open seas. They sure do have a boat, don't they? Ron, humans sailing the seas. One with the face of a smiling simpleton and the other with a face like thunder. Malroth, did you hear what they called you? Are you gonna take that? Must be the bird brain builder and her belligerent buddy that Brother Shane told us about. Trying to fly the nest, are you? Instead, you've landed right in our laps. Ah, heck, they found us. So we got no choice, we're gonna fight our way out. Oh, I don't have any of my stuff. Oh, these guys are weak ass anyway. Woo-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, I love that high five. The high five of true friendship. Nice job, Miku. Those big chickens were never gonna be a match for us. Huh? Oh no! Sorry, me hearties. He took me by surprise. Foolish humans, you were so drunk on the taste of victory, you forgot to check on your friend waiting in the wings. Joke's on you if you think we care about it. Now, don't make any sudden movements or I'll be forced to call your bluff. Drop your weapons nice and slowly. What do you say, Miku? Brownbeard might lose a limb or two, but he'd be alright in the end. Shall we risk it? Yeah, bird puns. I'm trying to gloss over them. He'll be fine, let's do it. What? Don't send me up the canal without order. Mateys, I'm begging you. Aw, come on. Damn it. I feel like the Dragon Quest series is the only RPG series that still does this but thou must bullshit. Other RPGs by now have learned that you don't even offer the choice if you're not going to give a real one. But thou mustn't. A clever inversion of the trope. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm so sorry for getting caught like this. Fine. We'll just have to do what the big beak bozo tells us then. Yeah, that's more like it. Now get over here. Get over here. Hand over all your equipment. Don't try to hide anything from me. I've got eyes like a hawk. Ooh, what's this? A hammer, is it? That settles it. I know where you're headed. No, this is just great. The others risked their necks to let us escape, and we end up getting caught anyway. I'm so sorry. It's all my fault. We're in this gherkin. Haven't been in a gherkin in a long time. Something on your mind, Miku? Uh-huh. Huh? How should I know why they took your clothes? Just glad they let us keep ours. Wow, if I was actually naked right now, that would come off as really creepy. Oh, where could they be taking us? Chill out, Brownbeard. As soon as we reach land, I'll smash our way out of this mess. For the time being, let's get some shut-eye. So I guess that means... okay. It's like leather underwear. Didn't know Miku was into that. But they did let me keep my cosmetics and my incredible mustache, so we still have the power to escape. No longer cosmetic, you now actually have no armor. Alright. Omiko, I'm sorry they're particularly apologetic pilchard. This is all my fault. Never be able to show me proud to Lulu again after making a mess like this. Oh, it'll be fine. They're rest up on the bed over there. Who knows what they got in store for us. Don't worry about Lulu. She'll be safe with the hairy hermit and the crumbled onions. Let me out. Oh, their underwear can't breathe. They aren't strong enough to remove the mustache. Goddamn right. Ship sways to and fro for 3 days and 3 nights. Then on the 4th night, it finally makes port at a small island. Miku and Malroth are each subjected to a thorough body search before being thrown into their gloomy jail cells. Shouldn't be showing you're proud of Lulu anyway. Place to go next you cannot return to once you leave. To bed, you bone-idle bludgers. It's time for morning roll call. Where the hell are we? Did I just fall in my toilet? Whoa. Hello, are you two new? Or are you poor things? Go check out Grandma over there. Oh, yeah. Silence you. You know the rules. Unless you're praying for forgiveness or begging for mercy, you keep those jawbones clenched. Look at the skull on this guy. Get yourselves to the yard for roll call, or it's off to the hole with you. Good to see you again, partner. This place is pretty swish, huh? You got separate bedrooms and everything. So I do wonder what happened to Brownbeard. Oi, boneheads! It's time for a morning roll call, not idle chit-chat. Move your bony backsides. Okay, you go ahead and forget your old names. From today onwards, your numbers 6207 and 6208. Go on, clear off your roll call. You have me to deal with. That's already getting on my nerves. Whatever, let's go do what he says and follow the others for now. You know, I love the guy, but none of this would have happened if we'd just let Brownbeard die. Just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. This area is strictly off limits to bonehead prisoners like you, 6207. So this is like a different breed of skeleton. This is like the xenomorph skeleton. You rename your stream to 6207. What up, bonehead? Gordon's generosity knows no bounds. It's not a bad bone in his entire body. He shows all prisoners nothing but love and respect. Be sure to repay the warden's affection by working yourselves to the bone. Yay, bone puns. Just sail the boat yourself. I'm pretty sure I can handle it. It's just a big box that floats, really. I could probably build one myself. What's this over here? Suspicious. Welcome to jail, Oddish. You're on rails for like 99% of the section. Try to go too far anywhere and you'll be thrown back. Okay. No, you stop wandering around. This is a prison, not a picture gallery. Yeah, there's dudes blocking off all exits. It's a proper skeleton. This is a prison, not a promenade. How many things will they tell me this isn't? Oh, that even looks like a big scary mouth. That's cool. Okay, so they're gonna give me that spiel anytime I try to go anywhere. All right, roll call it is. I mean, that does kind of narrow down the possibilities. We just have to do what they say. Jarn, so far, the entire game rewards exploration. Now it's Stonewalls. I'm interested in seeing what they do with it. I don't hate this. Not yet. Numbers 6207, 628. You're late. Keep this up and be off to the hole with both of you. That's your final warning. All right, that's everyone from Block 3 accounted for. Another day of bone-breaking rehabilitation begin. Oh, wait, Twiggy, what are you yapping on about? Number 608. I do not expect to see that jawbone of yours moving unless you're praying for forgiveness or begging for mercy. Oh shit, they have guillotines. Finally. Finally, we can bring about a proper socialist revolution on the island. At last we have that final essential tool. for progress. It's really different from the rest of the game. That's the point. It's a prison, not a TwitchCon showroom. Yeah, I don't mind games changing their pace if there's a purpose to it. And there's definitely a purpose to this, so. Drop the high and mighty act, will you? I want to know where we are and why. Yeah, you'll find out soon enough. Now wave the both of you. Got a long day of rehabilitation ahead of you. Any funny stuff and it'll be off with your heads. I want anyone around here to give me a straight answer. Come on, let's go see what the other prisoners are up to. I like that they tried to put skulls on those pikes, but they only had like the decorative floor skulls with adjoining ribs, so they look kind of funky. Okay, but okay. So you can walk those guys, you can walk past those guys if you're going somewhere that you're allowed to go to. Yeah, guillotines are one of the two things that are a pain in the ass to get if you don't get them here before you leave. Can I do this? Whee! It's like a prisoner went for a swim, fished them out, and put them back in the prison. Okay, that's pretty funny. Alright, the hell you want, clown? You're late. 6207, I've heard about you. My sources tell me you're a builder. Is that so? Yep. And an honest one at that. Very well. You shall work the field. Hold on, I don't get it. Aren't you guys with the Children of Hargon? Oh, spit it out. What are you up to? Why are you making us do this? Silence. You should know by now prisoners are only permitted to speak when praying for forgiveness or begging for... Yeah, I hear that line a lot. Now, 6207. Go and plant 16 cabbage seeds in the field over there. Report back to me when you are done. Okay. Try anything funny. I've got my eye sockets on. Oh, that's fun. Who are you? My blood, sweat, and tears have finally paid off now that the field is ready. Just not sure why they told me to put that haystack in the middle, though. That's kind of odd. No matter how tough it gets, the Children of Hargon will never dampen my spirits. Mark my words. Show the skeletons will make the greatest farm they've ever seen. I can't do it. My family treasured this goddess statue and everything it stands for. There's no way I can destroy it. Ooh, there's nothing that warms up the old bones like seeing a human smash up something they love. Come on, move your lazy bones. I haven't got all day. Just like in the opening. Bad for that greatest farm guy, you're gonna outclass him in like 5 seconds. Boom! I'm amazing. Just call me the god of building. Done so soon. Tell me, how did it feel? Was your heart not filled with anticipation for the crops to come? With the simple joy of creation? Seriously, what's your deal? There's turning over a new leaf and then there's whatever you're doing right now. Speak again, 6208, and I will cast you in the hole myself. I make the greatest farm in the world. Oh, shit, a player character. Ain't that the way? Why don't we go back and explore and grab stuff? Okay, thanks, Drake. Now, where was I? Ah, yes, 6207. It's time for you to experience the joy of creation once more. Go and ask 784 in the storehouse for 16 more seeds to plant in the field. The storehouse is to the east of here, by the gate to the yard. Report to me when you are done with your work. Away with you! Grandma! Where you numbskulls think you're going? Get some seeds. You're new inmates, aren't you? What was your number again? 6207? Yep. Good to see you embrace your new name. Feel free to forget your old one because you won't be needing it again. Suppose you're on your way to meet 784? She's in the storehouse over there. Wouldn't numbers get super annoying to try and remember, though? Like, wouldn't that just be like a big pain in the ass for everyone involved? What we got in here? Generic crates. A lockbox. I got me a shield. I wonder if there's a sword secret away in here too. Anyway. Hey. Hell away. What? New fish, are you? The smile on your face gives that much away. Why, yes, I am 784. People used to call me Molly the Monster Meal Maker once upon a time. A crying shame, really. Young folk like you two don't deserve to be locked up on this rock. Listen, old timer, we need to know what's going on here. Can you tell us that much? Of course. This is Skelcatraz, a prison island used to rehabilitate anyone who dares to go against the Children of Hargon. I'm starting to get sick of hearing that name. Ironic, isn't it? Skelcatraz is an itsy-bitsy island surrounded by miles and miles of open sea. It's not to mention the steep cliffs and ravenous mermen. Plenty of people have tried to escape, but none have ever managed it. Been here a whole 40 years now. I think I got tired of staring at the sky and sea on my first day. Pretty easy to forget. Remember, this is Oddish Plague, so give him the reminder. Yeah. God knows. I know what you mean. I'm sick of this place already. Just you watch, old timer. I'll blow this joint in no time. I used to be a lot like you, yes. Back when I still had hope. Suppose you're both wondering why I was locked up here? Well, it all started with my love of cooking. I used to cook for the monsters from time to time, but then the children came along and said humans and monsters can never be friends. That's how I ended up here. I swore I'd never cook again. But I wasn't able to throw away my humanity so easily. So I'm stood here before you now. What do you mean by throwing away your humanity? No, you'll understand one day. Here the guards beat the love of creation out of you, and then one day you wake up without any hope for the future. But that's enough misery for one day. I assume you're after some seeds, 6207? Well, here they are. Hurry along and plant them now. Hi. Slowly start taking blocks from one side of the island, place them on the other, step by step, until you crash the whole thing into another island. Darren, that's an awesome idea. I'll be thrown in the hole if you don't hurry up and plant those seeds. Go on now. Hurry. So what, are they making us build stuff just so that they can like destroy it in front of our eyes or some shit? Because if I was a sadistic skeleton, that's how I would handle this. So I have to kind of assume. Wait, by the way, chat, when I ask questions like that, I'm not expecting an answer. It's just me talking out loud. Throwing away your humanity is more something you do when you buy an antibody pillow than not cooking. I trust you planted all the seeds. Well done, but I expect nothing less from a builder such as yourself. We have re-educated many an unbeliever in the children's teaching over the years. However, I do not recall ever encountering a fully fledged builder among their number. I look forward to seeing how your rehabilitation progresses. You did it! You've set yourself up for disappointment. Nika spends the rest of the day doing countless odd jobs. Then that will be enough for today. It is time to return to your cells, collect your evening meal from the jailer on the way out. Be sure to rest well. Another day of rehabilitation awaits you tomorrow. A reminder, the monster classes guy is called Wackalite? No way, seriously? Does this guy care that dude never smashed his statue? Doing countless odd jobs? Oh my, yeah, I'd get tired. Maybe small will wear you out. Guards gotta sleep sometime. Time to build them into a stone box with no air holes. Well, I assume they also don't have to breathe since they don't have lungs. Well, if it isn't the only one and only number 5932, here, I've got a veritable feast for you. Ah, 6207, here's your meal. I got a cabbage. And 6208, here's yours. Eat up. You'll be nothing but skin and bones before long. I can do without for a while. Here, Miku, you should have mine. Oh, Malroth, don't do that shit. Oh My, is it possible there's not a single bad bone in your body? How nice of you. You know what being nice gets you around here? Gets you no dinner. That's the last cabbage you'll be seeing for a while. Go back to your cells, boneheads. Go through the gate and head to the right. I love that that's an actual skull head there. Build them into a box with no milk. And they'll become all brittle. Left ear, bonehead. That place in there looks super cool. Check that one out. Back in your cells now! Was it just me, or did I feel like it was never gonna end? There's one thing I still don't get. Why are the Children of Hargon making us plant stuff? I thought they were dead against any kind of creation. Old lady cooks no more, so they want the prisoners to abandon their love of creation, follow their ridiculous teachings. But this seems like a bad way of going about it. Yeah, I guess you're right. There's no point wasting time wondering about it. We need to focus on getting off this island. Lily and the others must be worried sick by now. It's time we gotta move on. Oi, you. 6208. Less yapping, more napping. Pretty good line. Back to your cells this instant. So, okay, yeah, there's more cells around that side. I guess Malroth's is next to mine. Nighty-night, jailbirds. Everyone back in your cells. Doors will be locked till morning, so don't bother trying anything. I'll say goodnight then. I'm in the next cell over if you need me, and don't worry about a thing, okay? Said, what the heck happened to Brownbeard? It's enough chatting, boneheads. It's time for lights out. That's true, we haven't seen Brownbeard at all. And with that, the jailer locks Miku and the other prisoners in their cells. Undead guards are like bossy tiny dogs, constantly yapping and threatening to bite, but pitiful. I'm gonna save one for later. Slightly smelly toilet. Have a feel around inside? Sure. You can plunge her hand in the pot and has a good feel around. She doesn't find anything of interest. That was their chance. That was their chance to invoke the old West of Loathing spittoons there. Oh yeah, there was a cook fire by the old lady. You're right. You're right. Cook this up tomorrow. And so Miku's first day on Skelcatraz comes to a close. Exhausted from being forced to work the farm, from dawn till dusk, she falls into a deep sleep. Then on the second day, and the other prisoners water the seeds they planted the day before. On the third day, heavy rains drench the island, forcing everyone to stay inside. Instead of working the fields, the prisoners are forced to clean their entire cell block from top to bottom. Then on the fourth day, he's played Kingdom of Loathing for years. I was playing West of Loathing for a while. Castle Skulditz would have been better, but I don't think the kids would have gotten it. Oh, hey, Kruger, what's up? Out of bed, you bone-noddled bludgers. It's time for morning roll call. Can't go back. Alright, numbskulls, you know the drill. Head for the yard for roll call, or it's off to the hole with you. Why would let the builder keep her hat and shield? Why indeed? Is it Scully face too? No, it's just really spiky. What's on the agenda for today? Been replaying Doom 2016 since you have a computer that runs it better than 25 FPS now. I really want to play Doom Eternal sometime. I enjoyed 2016 a lot. I'm not terribly inclined to replay it. I found most of the secrets my first time through, and I've tried it on higher difficulty levels. I just don't find it that fun. Because I'm bad at it. So, I think once was good enough for me, but I would like a new Doom experience. I was the founder of the Vagabonds, a powerful and influential clan. We had a lot of good times, and I decided to take a break from the game. Yeah. Yeah, losing that kind of position definitely take the wind out of your sails. He tried to take the mustache, but a mysterious force prevented it. Remember his name Zim Zim Zim, sweet girl? Oh, nice. Those games tend to hit 50% off fairly quickly, so I'm waiting on Eternal. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm in no rush. I got plenty of other stuff to play. I did just start playing Far Cry Primal the other night. That was fun. Right, that's everyone from Block 3 accounted for. Another day of bone-breaking rehabilitation began. Yeah, I bet you all can't wait to see how your precious cabbages have grown. Go on, I won't stop you. Get your bummy backsides to the field. Maybe. You too. You're trying to tickle my funny bone. You picked a bad time. Stop slacking and get to the field. Maybe they went ahead and ripped everything up. Maybe they've already destroyed all of our precious cabbages. Maybe we're being taught a hard lesson about the pain of loss. I'm gonna cook it. Screw you, skeletons. I'm gonna create on my own time. Oh, Manic. That sounds like a pretty difficult situation. Guess there's something to furrow fielders being better farmers. Took 3 days for the cabbages to grow. It usually takes half a day. Yeah, and it rained too. Like, we didn't even need to water them. I have a real meal now. Hey, cabbages. We done good. Oh no, he did it. Oh no, buddy. Aww. I finally did it. I couldn't take it any longer. I'm sad about it, certainly, but at least it's over with. Now one less thing to worry about. Oh, it's funny, really. Why was it so attached to some piece of stone? Boggles the mind. Oh, they force you to destroy your creations. Jesus, Manic. Wow. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry for her. Man, that's tragic. And, you know, playing a game together like that is, you know, unless you get really, really deep into conversation, you're never gonna know anything about that. Wow, I'm so sorry, dude. That's awful. Late. There are only so many hours in the day, and we must devote every one of them to your rehabilitation. Hold the fruits of your labor, perhaps the finest cabbage patch in creation. It's pretty high praise, buddy. Yeah, I would not be able to go back to that either. That would just dredge up too many memories. Yeah, so sorry to hear that, dude. 3 days you have spent nurturing those verdant vegetables were all leading up to this moment, the first step on your path to enlightenment. You see the haystack in the center of your field? Yeah, of course. And no, like, you know, you should shoulder no blame for that, you know? I can't imagine that's a topic that ever came up while you're playing a game like Kingdom of Loathing. So, yeah, absolutely do not blame yourself for that. Okay. But yeah, I understand that, like, that feeling is still there, yeah. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Yeah, it's I know after the fact, you know, you always wonder, like, what else you could have done, like, if you could have done things differently, but it's hard to recall afterwards, you know, all those times you were there and you didn't see anything, you didn't notice anything because there was nothing to see, you know? It seems more obvious in retrospect, but in the moment, like, I don't think it's anything that you can really feel that about. I don't know, it's tough. Changing emotional trigger takes constant correction and reinforcement. Difficult, consuming both time and effort. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's not really something that anyone could expect anyone to do while playing a comedy game on the internet, you know? Was something to see, but I don't think it would have been possible for you to see it. So, yeah, I mean, that's not something you can blame yourself for. So, I know it's tough, and I feel for you. I'm sure it'll get easier over time. So, it was pretty clear she was hiding it. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes these things are just... They really are out of our hands, you know? Hopefully time helps to heal that wound. But we're here for you. If you need anything. Anyway, let's get back to crushing our spirits here. Set a light with this torch and bear witness to the consequences of your actions. Return to me when you've seen enough. Gather around the cabbage patch, prisoners. Open your eyes wide and witness the builder's first step on the long road to redemption. So that's how this is gonna work, huh? Look, everybody! I created fire! It's been years. I think it's the easiest it's gonna get. I don't know. Time can always provide new perspectives on the situation, even after years and years and years. Don't say that out loud. They'll whip you for that. Yeah. What are you playing at? You spent ages growing those cabbages. Why don't you set fire to them? Oh look, they're all burning. How could you? Them cabbages are like children to me. So looking forward to harvesting them all. Why would you do such a thing? I don't understand. You were the one who planted those cabbage seeds in the first place. You're some kind of monster? No, I'm creating performance art here. Like, y'all just... The point is to feel these difficult emotions and then focus inward and examine them and see how that helps you grow as a person. But man, you just don't get my art. Cabbages are a bit wet to burn. Yeah, I don't think it would really work that well, would it? Splendid 6207, now come to me, my child. Also, they're just cabbages. Also true. They're so attached to those cabbages, how are they gonna eat them? Like my own children that I devoured. How does it feel, 6207? Does your soul scream? Does your heart ache? It's the true delight of destruction. No need to hold it in. You may cry out in joy if you wish. After all, this is the moment of your rebirth. What? You just plant new cabbages to replace the old ones? Bold words indeed. A modest proposal. Hey, palm sticks cabbages. You may take the rest of the day off, but I suggest you use your time wisely by staring deep into the darkest recesses of your soul. Mission complete. Next mission, stare into dark recesses of soul. What's up, buddy? Is that a whack job thing he is? Man, you plant a load of cabbages and then burn them? 3 full days I spent growing those. 3 full days. We didn't actually do anything. We planted them the first day, we watered them the second day, we sat on our asses the third day. Put like that, this sounds like a vacation. Add up to here with the Children of Hargon. They made everyone's lives in misery on Furrowfield and Crumble Dun. Now it's the same story here. What's their problem? It's like, God. Building would inherently have a destructive component anyway because you need to gather resources somehow, so it's nothing new to you. Yeah, exactly. Like, think of all the things I, like, super smashed with my hammer just to get the parts for building other things. I've destroyed so many old buildings. Cleaned out, like, so many caves and shelters. Stolen shit from people just so I could build new stuff for myself. And my friends, of course. But that old biddy who gave us the seeds knows what they're all about. Come on, let's go talk to her. It's a pretty chill prison, all told. Ultimately, I don't think the Children of Hargon are very good at being, like, being evil avatars of destruction. They've only succeeded because, like, the common citizens of this world are just that shrimpy. I'm Hatsune Miku, I do that all the time. I made this. Spent so long making that field and growing those cabbages and you're going to destroy it all. You call yourself a builder? More of a remodeler, really. Worked so hard on that cabbage patch. Spent days watering them cabbages and never did nothing to no one. Yeah, why don't we just burn everything we grow? This guy's into it. This guy's feeling it. They're so stupid about it. Wraps back around adorable. It really does, too. That's a great way to put it. One day, this guy took care of the rest. They just don't get it. They finally made you burn your cabbages, did they? That's what all this talk of rehabilitation and rebirth boils down to, making you see how futile all your acts of creation really are. Character designs aren't just a stylistic thing. Everything in this world really is a weird, chibi plush doll thing. It's the only explanation. Aww. It's kind of like World of Final Fantasy, yeah? Where everyone just happens to get shrunk down to like bobble-headed chibi versions of themselves. Creation leads to attachment. Attachment leads to fear. Fear leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. Suffering leads to the dark side. That's why the Children of Hargon believe creation to be evil. It's a belief they're keen to spread. They're so big on destruction, how about we smash their skulls in and get out of here? Won't do you any good. I told you before that nobody ever escaped this place, right? This is the Lego Dragon Quest movie. Similar themes, yeah, it really is. Suffering leads to the dark side leads to the forest makes me free. Only two ways to get off this rock: die or hand over your heart and soul to the Children of Hargon. If I ever meet this Hargon guy, I'm gonna have a word with him about his kids. Who the heck is he anyway? The High Priest Hargon is the father of all destruction. But they say that no one in this world has ever actually seen him in the flesh. Saying these monsters are so dumb they worship someone they've never even seen? No! Alright guys. We just skewered monotheistic religion. Good job. We're done here. Malroth's gonna start walking around with a coffee mug that says "Debate me." Why does a snail crawl on a cabbage? This game now just so I can screenshot that myself. That's the best part, Drake Nell. What kind of dummy would worship someone you haven't met? That's true. Don't know how many people have seen Zeus or Odin either. Yeah, we're done with religion. We did it. We solved it. Malroth is the Nietzsche of this universe. Only love leads the dark side. Hardcore atheist destroys Argonists in one incredible thought. That's enough. Stop asking questions. Just accept things for what they are. That's basically the argument of religion in a nutshell. That Malroth is like, what kind of idiot worships somebody they've never seen before? And Molly's just like, shut up and accept it. It's like, all right. Hey kids, Malroth says, if you're deist, you're a moron. Go smash up a tree instead, you utter dork. Step back from the Tumblr horizon. Oh my god, I love this game. Oh man. I gotta say, this game is a million times, like, this is a great game. This game is super fun. It's a million times more fun playing with y'all. I love doing this. Hey, you played Dragon Quest II, Oddish? Have I? Have I? Yes, I have, actually. I had this when I was a kid. I was really bad at it. I got to Roan, but I never beat it. My wife actually went through a Dragon Quest phase for a while, and she beat this. So that was pretty cool. I also have the original. Right, yeah. Real talk time, man. What up? Change the mustache for a neck beard. Close the Reddit hole in the Tumblr horizon. Some of the puzzles in the early Dragon Quest games were ridiculously impossible. I forget where I got stuck in Dragon Quest 1. The only reason I even got to Roan in Dragon Quest 2 is Nintendo Power laid out a lot of that shit. Like the locations of the 5 crests. Some of those I never would have found. Like, no chance. This is the only Dragon Quest game you played? It does, honestly, it does make me want to go back and play the RPGs. Like, I know they're not this friendly. I know, like, the further back you go, the harder they are. I'd actually be kind of interested in trying 3 and 4, I think. I read about them in Nintendo Power way back in the day, and I know they remade 4 for the DS. My wife played it, and she really liked it. That was, like, her favorite. Yeah, food for thought. Something we might do someday. Time to pick up the Switch ports to the first 3. It didn't even occur to me there would be Switch ports to the first 3. Oh my god, I should do that too. I never even thought to look. Hive Hum, that is such a good idea. I always recommend Dragon Quest V, but I'm biased because I spent like a year making a screenshot LP of it, so you're attached. That's fair. That's fair. And time to get used to and become numb to everything, just like me. Go and have a nice sit down on that bench. It'll be dust before you know it. Sit on bench? We're done for the day. We might as well just kick back on this bench and wait for nightfall. What do you say? Should we wait here until the sun goes down? Give me a second. Mother, one's your favorite game, so not very intimidated by how it's say. Oh, okay, yeah. That's fair then. Hey! Hey, wait a minute. There's making shit back here. Molly, you haven't given up at all. Molly, you crazy old bat. Sit next to me and enjoy the romantic sun. Okay, we needed fur for that, right? If I could find some fur, I could actually make a thing for myself. I don't know what it would accomplish, but... A leather sack. And we still have our infinite supply of cord pulled from the ether. Okay, we'll see. Wow. Enough for today. It's time to return to your cells. Collect your evening meal from the jailer on the way out. Be sure to rest well. Another day of rehabilitation waits you tomorrow. Wow. You just take infinite fur and then cover the island in bags until it sinks beneath the waves. It isn't the only one. I can't parse the sentence. Well, if it isn't the one and only number 5932, here I've got a variable feast for you. He said the exact same thing yesterday. And that's what I call sandbagging. Sumptuous supper. Enjoying your cabbage-free diet? You won't be getting any today either. Like, fuck you. Who gives a shit? Actually, can I go ahead and cook this? Let's go ahead and cook this. We're burning the crops. Where are these coming from? Are you people perhaps building your own? We've already destroyed the deists with our logic. Now let's destroy the guards as well. Head back to our cells before we get an earful. Malroth is adjusting quite well to this. Doesn't seem to mind this at all. Hey, they'll let me keep this torch. Huh, they'll let me keep this torch. That's funny. Been learning all along that Children of Hargon are actually pretty shitty at following their own creed. Yeah. They don't inspire dread, just annoyance, really. Can I have these? No, not interactable. Let you keep this torch, and some of the fortifications look awfully like they're made of flammable materials. I know, right? It's fine, it's fine. If it would only give me an application prompt. Unless you're not doing the building, you're still following the rules. A waste of a day. Can't wait to get off this stupid rock. I don't know when, but our chance will come someday. If we stay alert and alive, we can take it. With that, the jailer locks Miku and the other prisoners in their cells. Anything in here? I'm gonna check this every day. Until I find something good in it. Or I leave something good in it. I did like one that pointed out building was destroying the very foundation of their beliefs, possibly the truest acts of destruction possible. Now there's some insight for you. So Miku's 4th day on Skelkatraz draws to a close. She lies down in her straw bed, thinking of Lulu and the others back on the Isle of Awakening. She closes her eyes. She swears to herself that she will escape Skelkatraz as soon as she possibly can. I also really like the idea that, like, the Skelly-mans are going to all this trouble to rehabilitate us, and Miku is either so bubbly or so dumb that it just doesn't penetrate her at all. That just none of it, it's in, if anything, it's in one ear, out the other. Never forget Pastor Al. Basically, they're an expansionist force that can only sustain itself on the labors of those it takes and attempts to break, and so must constantly seek out and take more builders to sustain their expansion. Good for rapid expansion, but maybe we're in like a post-expansion phase. Like, they basically conquered the world at this point, right? So, I mean, they're not going to build or sustain any infrastructure, so maybe their empire is already crumbling. Veggie Bono Bludgers, time for morning roll call. Let's do it. The drill. We know the drill. Pastor L lives on in our hearts. Game does actually explain that eventually. Oh, sweet. That's pretty cool. This section of it, at least. I think Miku said early on she heard they were defeated and scattered. The hypocritical authoritarians would sure have never happened. Nope. That's everyone from Block 3 accounted for. I must say yesterday was quite something. It really warmed my bones seeing those cabbages go up in flames like that. Thanks for reminding everyone. Destroying your own creations is a noble act indeed. I'll let another day of bone-breaking rehabilitation begin. Yeah. You there, 6207, 628. Get your bony backsides to the farm. Looking forward to seeing your progress, you know. Can't wait for the day when that faint light of hope in your eyes is extinguished. Bracelet is actually fairly consistent in itself. The way the children's ideology is explored is fairly well handled. See, that's cool. That makes the game that much more engaging, you know? It gives you something to think about while you're doing all this stuff. Are we gonna do it again? Did you come up with something new? Are we doing strawberries instead? Fire just means I can make s'mores. It's been 5 days now since you joined us on the path to salvation. In honor of this milestone, I'm going to allow you to work the fields again today. Doesn't that sound fun? Yay! We'll be planting cabbage seeds once more. Yes, 32 of them. Hurry up and get to work. Yay! I'm sure I'll get to keep these. The game definitely takes into account how religion that only cares about destruction would actually play out. That's so cool. That is something that I grew to dislike about, like, for example, the later Fallout games, like the Bethesda Fallout games. Like, you'll have some really well thought out factions. Like, you'll actually explore what's happened to, like, the Brotherhood of Steel over time, or how the Enclave has evolved, or the NCR, or the rise of Khazar's Legion, or whatever. And then you got raiders, who are just straight up cartoonish, blood-gargling psychopaths who do nothing but kill shit. That's all they do. They live in squalid hovels covered in the entrails of their victims. Like, fucking zero thought was put into any of the raiders in the Bethesda Fallouts. And it really hurts them to go back to that. Actually, I think I've told you guys, I used to play a lot of The Division. I love The Division, the first one. I'd actually be playing the second one right now if it didn't hit so close to home. But, yeah, I actually found the story in The Division was really interesting. As a sort of thematic exploration of, like, you as this, like, superhuman special agent and how you've actually kind of inverted the whole situation through your intervention. And like everything in the story kind of lines up. All the different factions, like what were the flamethrower guys? The cleaners, and the militia dudes and all that, except the prison faction. Like the prison faction, they went full on Fallout Raider with them, and it just makes the story just like derail entirely when you're playing through that section of the game. The escape from Borderlands, nobody kills my buddy but me. Yeah, I mean, like, even Borderlands gives kind of like a hand-wavy explanation that they're just like drugged up psychopaths. Like, Fallout doesn't even go that far. And it's so disappointing because, like, in Fallout 1 and 2, like, all the actual Raider factions you meet, the characters have personalities. They have stories. They have creeds. Like, they were actually thought out, you know? There are reasons they do what they do. Like, the very first Fallout, when Tandy gets kidnapped, and you have to go to the Raider camp. Like, in Fallout 3, it would be like a cluster of ruins filled with like incoherent psychopaths, right? But in Fallout 1, you can go and talk to the Raider leader, and he's basically just this big dickhead. And you can buy Tandy off of him. If you're really intimidating, you can intimidate him into giving her back, or you can kill them all. So that's one thing I found very, very disappointing about the later games. Is probably why I fell off of them after New Vegas. Like, New Vegas was enough of like the new Fallout formula for me. I never played 4, and I have negative interest in 76. Fallout's hardly responsible for that kind of thing. Post-apocalyptic material is not really something they could have sustained so long after the apocalypse. Yeah, I know. I know they're not the only ones that do it. It's just the one that immediately occurs to me whenever I see that in games, because you know lots of games do it. When you just have like an objectively evil, like chaotic evil faction without ever exploring like chaotic evil themes, I just think, oh, it's Fallout Raiders again. Sworn off Bethesda games forever because I'm tired of being mad at them. That's also fair. God knows. Borderlands actually gave an explanation for their bandits. Iridium is radioactive. It literally turns people fucking nuts and aggressive like super rabies. Bandits are all miners and their families have been on their megacorps. They keep coming back as everyone uses a new use system to respawn. Ah, that's actually kind of clever. There is a talent company who take a job to kill someone making people happy and only for making people happy. Been watching another streamer play 76. Not awful. He's missing a lot of things I like in other Fallout games. On the one hand, I like the success stories of games being brought back from the brink. Like, I love the story of Final Fantasy XIV. Like, I love that that's a thing that happened. That they launched arguably a bad game and poured so much time and money and effort into it that they actually flipped it all the way around to being a good game. I used to play Marvel Heroes, the free-to-play Marvel Diablo-like, and same deal there. Like, the first year or two of Marvel Heroes, like, it was crap. And, like, I didn't even hear about it. And then I got caught up in the revival when they went through and they started, like, adding all these, like, quality of life things and revising characters to actually be fun. And I got hooked on that shit for, like, a year. Like, that's one of the games... That is my most played game on Steam. Far and away. So I like success stories like that, but at the same time... Fallout 76 started out as something so far away from, like, the very essence of Fallout, I kind of don't really care to see it succeed. Like, I don't feel like I owe them any credit if they do manage to turn it into something passable or playable. Because just in its conception, they've made a massive misstep, so... Got to see the initial build of Final Fantasy XIV. It was horrible, yeah. Mechanical Leibowitz, which basically found the modern nuclear apocalypse story ended the first part of the main character getting killed by random kill and loot neat just because raiders. Is then turning that one example into a whole foundational elements of post-apocalyptic settings. Kind of like how one thing shows up once in Star Wars and then every bit of related media. It's a sole example of it, like using carbonite for sealing up dangerous captives. Naren, that is so on point. You're absolutely right about all of that. Like, I've never read Canonical for Leibowitz, but I'm sure within the context of the story, like, the main character getting killed by just, like, random psychopaths is, like, it's part of the message. It's part of the overall theme of the book, right? By the time you get to, like, Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas, you don't need those psycho raiders anymore. You don't, like, there's no thematic reason for them, really. Yeah. Sandbox game set in West Virginia fills, like, an entire checklist of things I want, but I will not play another Bethesda game. You only raise your karma by doing things that do positive things for people and don't affect anything else, and Talon will still show up. You've ruffled the wrong feathers. 3 is such a stupid game if you think about it, like, at all. Yeah, it is. I still like it. I like 3 and I like Vegas for very different reasons. I like playing through the story in New Vegas. I like talking to the characters in New Vegas. Fallout 3 I just like wandering around in and exploring and doing dumb shit. I have to disagree with there being no need for the raiders. Like in Fallout 3 in New Vegas. Uncle's on for a while. Go play with him. Awesome, Drake. Now go have fun. Have a good time. We're just gonna be prisoning it up. Good luck with this island. I'll do my best, and we'll be back with more of this on Thursday. Anyone else punching out? Fallout's full of factions you can reason with, talk to, curry favor for. Curry favor with. There are lots of ways to turn others to your side. Fight a good fight with your radio. Splendid. You're so eager to burn them in a glorious hellfire that you plan them in double time. To reward your efforts by giving you some free time. Run along as do as you please. I'm well aware that you humans cannot help but think about yourselves when left to your own devices. You reach the end is right before you leave on the boat is when you can go back and get all the unique shit from that. Thank you, Drake. Now, good to know. I'm sure someone here will probably remind me as well. A period of self-reflection is necessary from time to time for sinful prisoners such as yourselves. Enjoy coming face to face with your own futile existence. 6207. Raiders represent people who cannot reason with. You can't convince them to help you or to reform themselves or be reasonable. They're true chaotic evil and a glimpse into what humans can become if we can abandon our moral framework. I have 2 problems with that, Manic. There's 2 reasons I agree with that. One, they could accomplish the same thing with fully formed factions that you have chosen to ally with others against. Like, you... To use, like... I mean, to use Fallout 3 as an example. Like, you have... They didn't do this, but they could have set up the Enclave as a force that could not be reasoned with, and I think that would have been a more reasonable take on them for allying closely with the Brotherhood of Steel. Like, at that point, them just being such ancient enemies that they would no longer bother with negotiation. And 2, the other thing is, even if they want to have a group that cannot be reasoned with, that is just like pure destructive evil, they could still give them an actual ethos. They could still make them more than just like cartoonish one-dimensional villains, you know? Like, that's what bothers me about it. You know, there were factions in 1 and 2 that you couldn't reason with either, but they had an ethos. They had a purpose. You could understand what they were doing, even if you couldn't in no way work with them. They kind of did that in 2 at the end. Yeah, they definitely did. Outlaw factions work in New Vegas because of the Wild West element. They get silly. See, like outlaw groups, for if you're going for a full like Wild West theme, outlaw groups would be way more interesting than that. Have like groups of bandits, not these like not people that like paint the walls with corpses and stuff. Can't talk Frank Horrigan down because he likes hurting people and he felt more. I like that. I really like that about the end of Fallout 2. That you finally met an enemy that you would not be talked down no matter what. Sir Peel, the Raiders are wild. They have no ethos. There's no one to understand them or empathize with them. No reason any sane person would agree with or understand them. I see where you're coming from. I do, Manic, I do see where you're coming from. I think maybe if they had been used more sparingly, I would be more open to it. I would be more understanding of it. Like if there was like one gas station or like one subway station that was taken over with just like the scariest fucking raiders ever, who like didn't communicate with anybody, like just tore people apart, like were just completely insane. That would have been cool. That would have been a cool element. The problem is they're everywhere. The problem for me is like all the raiders you meet are like that. Like all of them just have like grisly tableaus on their walls and shit, you know? So I see where you're coming from. I don't entirely disagree with that take, but I still don't think it's handled very well in the Bethesda Fallouts. Remind them of the villains in your story saga where the protagonist involved in the final battle and is like, you know, that's what I like about you. And the entire group looks at him like he's going to tree out his head. People completely broken by the apocalypse world does have a place. It's usually something you see more immediately after the apocalypse. Yeah, I think the biggest problem I have is just the comparison between the old Interplay Fallouts and the Bethesda Fallouts. It's just you can see how so much more thought was put into everything in Fallout 1 and 2, whereas 3 and especially New Vegas have parts that are really well thought out, but then the cracks around them are just filled in with slop. when it could have been like even more really good detail work. Dragons like I'm so used to people who are misguided or have their own rational views or who just need some help. It's simple, straightforward, direct. This is a bad person. He must be stopped. There's no doubt if I'm doing the right thing or not. Raiders in New Vegas have their ties to pre-war heritage, tribal connections, relationship with the settlements. In Fallout 3, there's nothing to sustain the endless waves of psychos. I do remember in New Vegas, when you first get to New Vegas, they won't let you in until you attack a raider camp, right? And I remember they explain it as them just being like absolutely drugged out of their minds, right? I might be giving New Vegas a bad rap here. They might have actually bothered to explain the raiders in New Vegas. It might just be 3 where they were just like, yeah, fuck it, they're crazy. Sometimes having no moral ambiguity is refreshing. I agree with that. I totally agree with that. Not every story needs to be shades of gray all the way through. Anyway, I guess we're doing some free time for self-reflection. Oh, but we just took it. We just took like 10 or 15 minutes of self-reflection here. Whenever I'm left twiddling my thumbs, so many questions come into my mind. Like, how'd I end up on the Isle of Awakening to begin with? How come I'm the only one who can't build stuff? Yeah, I guess you're right. This is exactly what the wacko wants me to be doing. Self-reflection. Alright guys, pack it up. Pack it up, chat. No more pondering the intricacies of video games or narratives or any of that. Malroth has spoken. Self-reflections for idiots. That I'm gonna screenshot. Oh god, no! The screenshot button is my look at Oddish's giant head button. Nobody wants me to push that. Let's work out how we're gonna get off this rock instead. When the prisoners here is bound to have tried escaping before. Let's try asking around for ideas. Okay. How many of you have played Fallout 4? And like, where does... seriously, where does Fallout 4 fall between like 3 and New Vegas? Because I have just like I've utterly ignored that one. Like when I saw the previews of Fallout 4, I was just like, this is I'm just really tired of that direction of Fallout. Like I really want them to do something new and different with the setting. So, but I am curious how Fallout 4 handled, if it did it any better, if it's just more of the same. Well, it's not fucking hole is better left there. Stay in front of the prison camp for a minute. Hey, let's ask the other prisoners for tips on escaping. Malroth's so good at this. In New Vegas, there are at least 6 distinct raider brands with established names, identities, histories. Okay, so I was wrong about New Vegas then. I was absolutely wrong about New Vegas. I was giving them a bad rap for something that they did put thought into. Fallout 4 lands somewhere on Fallout Brotherhood of Steel? Jesus, really? That is absolutely damning. And I'm being harsh there, but I was able to enjoy 3 in New Vegas, whereas 4 was not able to cook with me. Okay. Well, that's good to know. It's good to know that I didn't ignore something with much potential. What year are they in Fallout? Like, how many hundreds of years are they past the bombs? And people are still building shitty lean-tos out of, like, wrecked cars and shit? God, like, that... I know Obsidian was probably just working with what they had, but even Vegas frustrated me with how shitty and rundown everything looked. I know 4 was supposed to push that ahead a little bit, but every single thing I've seen of that game is just more like rusty metal and barbed wire and shit. I quit playing Fallout 4 because the commands just go fuck me. Oh my god. Seriously, $10. Here's the worst unforgivable sin about Fallout 4. Your companion dog is a bad dog. You can't put a bad dog in my video game. You will regret this. Timeline's all over the place. New Vegas, like 250 years after the apocalypse. God, I wish... I mean, believe me, there's a lot of things wrong with our timeline in reality here. But I really want to go back and live in the timeline where Interplay kept getting to make Fallouts, and they made an actual Fallout 3. Because it really seemed like they had it. It really seemed like they knew what was going on. Like, Fallout 1 is everybody just emerged from the vaults. Everybody's, like, scuffling around in the dirt, throwing shit together. So you got, like, Junktown and stuff. The hub wasn't bad. The hub was a decent collection. Then Fallout 2, you can actually see progress. Like, NCR has actually started to establish new buildings. You know, Vault City actually built something out of their vault, right? And then you see what the Enclave has been up to, right? And then Fallout 3 just seemed to take all the wrong lessons from that. Like, it's further in the future, and yet they dialed it back. And they even addressed that. I remember they addressed that when they were before it released, and they were showing off the game. And people asked them, why does everything look so shitty? And they're like, oh, you know, DC got like extra double super nuked, right? So their development's behind the curve. It's like, okay, fine. That's reasonable. All right. You can have your shitty looking Fallout, and then we'll move forward from that. Right? No, not right. Hang on, I need to alt tab out of this so I can actually see what you guys are saying. I skipped too much chat. Fallout 4 is in 2287. Fallout was what? So wait. Fallout 4 only takes place like 10 years after the original Fallout. After the nukes, outside would be flat out uninhabitable for a long time. I have to go back and some of my stone keep turn decent prop. Yeah, that wasn't going to happen, was it? Old tabletop RPG called the Morrow Project, where they basically put Green Berets in a cryogenic storage for World War III, but they overslept until 100 years later. When they wake up, everybody started making black powder machine guns and war wagons. 50-50 on Fallout games are set near nuke locations. Nevada wouldn't be as irradiated as DC. Everyone in one of the shelters would leave, and the place would just be abandoned. Although it's easy to assign blame, nobody's... Oh, manic! Oh, man. Ugh. Oh, Fallout 1 was 2161. Fallout 3 was 2277. Really? I thought 3 was 80 years after 1. I don't mind me though. I believe you on this. Fallout 4 was 2287. When was Fallout 3? Mad at Fallout 4, not any normal reason, because I live in Plymouth, Massachusetts. The map of 4 stops is just north. Yeah. So it's just my big hang up on Fallout is like you have this rich, well explored setting of the world after the nuclear apocalypse, right? Like they're so married to the wasteland. And it really bothers me they never move away from that. Like, why not? You know, New Vegas, the DLC, which one? Honest Hearts? Was that the one set in Zion National Park? Like, that place wasn't nuked out, and that was a really cool setting to explore. It wasn't the best DLC, but it was a really neat idea at least. Better part of a century should have been enough for people to start reorganizing, getting things together again. Dream for Fallout is Josh Sawyer to lead the project and make about ambassador set from NCR to a neighboring region trying to negotiate something that gets caught up in local politics. I want to keep advancing the timeline for events to happen. They don't actually advance the world much. That's my frustration. Like, show me the the modern cities that arise after like full recovery or close to recovery of a nuclear war. Push the setting forward however many hundreds of years you need, and show me the equivalent of our present society in 2020. Show me the equivalent of that in the Fallout universe post-war. Certain logic in this, it's Fallout, the consequence of the nuke. Yeah, but I mean, there's so, like, the consequences of that are far-reaching. Like, the consequences of a nuclear war will be felt for, like, millennia. You know? Moving to a rebuilt world is moving very far away from what the name is about. I disagree, because I think there are new themes that are still tied to the apocalypse that you can explore in a fully recovered setting. Mac, you're with me? Play a game that's post-nanite apocalypse with the players of superheroes and shit, fighting mutants alike. New Vegas is pretty much about a rebuilt society. Does not have advanced the timeline so aggressively between titles, and they want to maintain the wasteland. Been more than 10 real-life years at this point. There's been very little progress in doing frivolous shit, like restoring power and cleaning up the streets. I think you could do a really, really, really interesting Fallout in like a fully recovered, fully modernized peacetime society. And I think you could take the whole war never changes theme and apply that to like a power struggle. Like apply that to a new form of like politics and like underhanded dealings that have arisen out of the wasteland. Like take the themes of the wasteland, like survival and like and like having to cut deals for survival and factions clashing against each other, and like scale them forward into like a peacetime setting where people have to be like more conscious about how they knife each other. War never changes, but war has changed. I think that'd be a super cool theme to explore. I want Fallout Florida. Fallout Tactics 2 is going to be in Florida, man. Those design notes were rad. The later parts are mechanical for Leibowitz. Society's rebuilt and starting to make little mistakes again. Yeah, there you go. Like, what could possibly be more appropriate for Fallout than like society rebuilding and approaching a repeat of that cycle? I mean, even Fallout 1 hit on that theme, you know? You can wrap that game up with a nuke. Just looking at a bunch of shit that happened as America settled westward and model thing. Yeah, absolutely. Want some game where Ron Perlman and David Hayter argue about whether or not war ever changes. Want a Fallout game that isn't in North America and shit is just normal because only Lewis can play. See, that'd be cool too. Ivan, that's a great idea. That'd be super cool. Dude, what if the nuclear war was just between the US and China? And Europe was basically untouched. Oh, there's so much cool shit you could explore with that. Especially since it was like a new sort of Cold War. Like, did the Soviet Union survive that? Oh man. I'm making myself sad that none of these games are gonna exist. Let me fill in on how the children turn humans into believers. That's right, I remembered we're playing a game. Europe is still devastated only because of ripple effects from Brexit. See, that would be time. First, they start by giving you the tiniest hint of hope, and they sit back and let that hope grow until you start to believe things might work out for the best. That's when they smash your dreams into pieces. Like Iceland, what if Iceland were untouched? Yeah. Yeah, those are really, like, there again, that's an example of another really interesting theme that could be explored in a Fallout game. What about untouched areas? You know, we've seen the results of, like, nuclear saturation and being stuck in the vaults and societal engineering. What happens when that society bumps up against something that was completely untouched? The Fallout Iceland game exists called Death Stranding. I'm really excited for Death Stranding to come to PC. I really want to play that game. Exactly, the Cabbage Patch was for so many tiny green dreams all gone. I have to admit, it works. Oh boy, how it works. To be honest with you, I ain't really feeling up to it today. Lucky for me, I got just the thing to cheer myself up after an hard day's graph. Cool, I can't wait till bedtime. I don't want to know any more about that. Same, yeah. There's a Mad World, mutually assured destruction, yeah. Even if it's not every place got directly blasted, a lot would have had at least some effect from all that being thrown around and gaining the atmosphere. But, I mean, you could probably, I mean, it's the Fallout universe. You could cook up anything. Like the European equivalent of Vault Tech could have been like Dome Tech, and they could have built like nuke-proof domes over some of the cities. And then, how about that? How about that? How about like a European Fallout where some of the cities were actually protected either by domes or by building underground or something? And then those societies which were able to survive intact for hundreds of years. Hey, Echofar, thanks for the raid, buddy. I'm in the middle of a Fallout rant. So then these old world cities that are essentially untouched, then they collide with the new society being built out of the ashes of the nuclear apocalypse. Think of all the themes you could explore with that. America goes Mad Max, Europe goes Judge Dredd, yeah, there you go. Or Mutant Year Zero, yeah. God, it just frustrates me. All the things you could do with the Fallout IP that are never gonna be done in favor of shit like Fallout 76, you know? I mean, for all the post-apocalyptic games that are out on the market, all the games that are set after nuclear war, or biological disaster, or a meteor hitting the planet, or aliens blowing everything up, all these games, there's really not that many themes explored in them. There's really not so many themes of you know, recovery and culture clash and like how human ideals evolve in these situations. Bethesda, the game studio, wasted potential. Mutant Year Zero is explicitly post-nukes and seem to be in Europe somewhere. The environment is really lush and overgrown, not blasted emptiness. That was one thing I thought was cool about Far Cry New Dawn. I'd like to pick that up sometime because I liked their version of a really lush and blooming post-apocalypse. I mean, it's still got crazy raiders and shit. It's a Far Cry game, but I like to think that Africa in the Fallout universe is just basically Wakanda. That'd be cool. Fallout 76, the game's so bad they had to skip 71 other Fallouts. Same problem with most genres in video games. Everyone sticks to the single most mainstream interpretation of every element. Yes. Yes. Yes, Silver Mike. I could not agree more, and I cannot tell you how frustrating that is for me. Especially with stuff like high fantasy. I feel like it's taken decades. It's taken so many decades, but I feel like now we're actually starting to branch out a bit with different like fantasy interpretations. Disappointed in the campaign for Battlefield 1. They could have done way more with World War 1, but didn't. Yeah, cargo cult design is absolutely insidious. I mean, it's the death of good ideas. It's the death of intellectual exploration. You know. Parents have to only look at indies, find interesting interpretations of shit. That's why I like doing indie games so much. That's why I love taking chances on janky looking shit and the week-long deals and stuff. Because sometimes you get really cool ideas coming out of it. On the jailer's heels, you want to spend some quality time in that hole that badly? So there's a crazed hammer hood. They keep locked up down there. I definitely wouldn't want to share a cell with it, that's for sure. I should get back to work before someone tells me I'll stop distracting me. Reminds me of World War 1. Yeah, go ahead, Manic. Echo Ray 3 minutes late. Hey, Darkness, what's up? Don't worry, we've just been I've been in this particular area for like 20 or 30 minutes just because I got on a tear about Fallout and post-apocalyptic themes and wasted potential, and we can't seem to get away with it, and I'm okay with I am okay with not escaping this because it's really a discussion. I don't think it's so much the death of intellectual exploration as we've reached a saturation level of communication that we can't escape the realization that a lot of creators are highly derivative. I feel like that would lead more creators to branch out than Naren instead of them just embracing it, you know? Like, I feel like once we identify how derivative some of these things are, I feel like you'd have a rush of creators being like, no, we've got to do something new. We've got to do something different. Capitalism stifling creativity. I wonder about that. Because I feel like capitalism isn't really so concerned with like the narratives or themes of these games. So I feel like Bethesda in particular, they may have mandated like a certain like shittiness level to their setting. Like they may have mandated that Fallout games need to stay in this like sort of like freshly nuked recovery area. But I have a hard time imagining them actually cracking down on like writers wanting to branch out a bit with different themes. You see something there, just take your own crack at it's pretty powerful and people aren't really as advanced. Good point, Naren. That's actually a good point, yeah. If you see something derivative, maybe you think, a lot of creators do think, well, I can do it, but I can do it right. I can do it better. That is a very good point. Rather than change things up, for example, doors are actually tall and big, I feel like rather than doing that, explore the way the adapted would work. I feel like elves and dwarves are a role, exploring the idea of elves and dwarves and the rules. So you can do this new thing, they might sell, you do this old thing that will sell, capitalism will do the old thing. Cargo cult isn't just being derivative, it's not actually understanding what you're inspired by and making derivative work from only the shallow surface understanding, so depth gets lost. And they want to pay tribute to something like Lord of the Rings or Star Wars. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You do get a lot of creators and developers thinking they're paying homage, paying lip service to something, and it just ends up coming off as derivative because so many people have done that. Bethesda, mostly from the perspective of really caring about Elder Scrolls a lot, but Bethesda's problem is they typically have cool ideas, they get extremely watered down in execution. Their games do, a lot of Bethesda games do feel like creation by committee. Like you start out with really solid ideas, and then they get like shaved down and rounded off to something that doesn't feel so unique anymore. Got into a genre and thought, hell, I want to take a crack at this, but I'm just not particularly inventive, so I end up recreating the genre all over again. I'm someone who actively tries to be creative if I fall short. Yeah, you're right. It can be a difficult thing. It can be a difficult thing when you're stuck with that realization. Imitators of whatever hot thing in any given type of creative endeavor are legion across history. Something I thought would be a cool idea in a mix of roguelike and puzzle action, portals to kill enemies but make them shoot themselves or each other. That would be cool. Also water down certain things too. Removal of skills and... Wait, they remove skills in Fallout 4? Isn't there a variety in making equipment? Can't really blame capitalism with that particular thing, because the goal is to produce something the most amount of people would enjoy. If nothing is boring to some, you can't really fault them for trying to reach the maximal audience. That's why indie is great. On the indie level, you're just doing you. Yeah, I'm definitely glad the indie scene has continued to survive. I don't know if they're necessarily thriving, because if anything, it's more competitive than ever. Inescapably saturated by it. Elves are not elegant, dainty in feet. They're slender and agile. They follow the social constructs of punk rock. Nose piercings, funky hair, rock concerts, and appreciation for anarchy and so on. Not say that idea is derivative at all. I like that idea. Weren't elves in the Witcher series kind of like that? They were like eco-terrorists, weren't they? Their teenagers thought they were going to live forever, and they were right. That's a cool idea. That's a very cool idea, Manic. I like that. Even indies are repetitive within the scene. Oh yeah, no. No, like indie games are some of the worst about just regurgitating themes and designs they've seen before, but it's also where you get people that are free enough to just try whatever they want and create something really unique. So yeah, the indie gaming is just such a huge pool. You're gonna end, like, you can't really generalize it one way or the other. They're straight terrorists pushing back against human atrocities. Okay. It's been a long time since I played Witcher 1, so I don't remember a whole lot about it. Punk rock elves are an urban fantasy stories a lot. Elves in Shadowrun? Elves in Shadowrun were pretty diverse, though, from what I remember. I feel like Shadowrun handled it pretty well. Because I remember even... Hang on. Here we go. This is what I'm basing this off of right here. I love this game. If I remember correctly, there were a fair number of... Like, there were punk elves, there were, like, high society elves, like, really proper business-type elves. There were really earthy, like, magically attuned elves. And same for the other races, too. I remember dwarven businessmen, dwarven berserkers, dwarven accountants, some really cool orcs, too. India's composed of so many people, you're gonna get the people who love mainstream games copying them because they love those games out. Now I found the problem people doing the things they think are innovative, but that someone else has already done. Although I find that way more forgivable if somebody's trying to go out and reinvent something, because I feel like you'll still be able to see the differences if someone really doesn't know how derivative an idea becomes and still tries to make their own version of it, then they're not gonna be copying the same tropes necessarily. Sorry, I have to catch up on chat again. These conversations are so good, you guys. They're really good tabletop-wise. World of Darkness and Nobilis. World of Darkness is actually expanding into games, besides Bloodlines too. You know, World of Darkness, I haven't played. I played like 2nd edition Mage and Werewolf back in college. I have not kept up with how the World of Darkness has evolved at all. They reset the universe, didn't they? With one of the editions? Because I remember 2nd edition World of Darkness books were like, the world is on the verge of apocalypse. And then I think 3rd edition was like the world in the process of the apocalypse. This I have no idea how to pronounce that, Silver Mike. One part of the elves, from the Wild Hunt, were their own other thing. Oh, I probably wouldn't need to play Witcher 3 to know about that, huh? Manic, I'm just gonna gloss right over that pun. Sit on Discord for a tabletop RPG community around indie dev, and while the devs are decently inventive, you can just see the creative material. It's just retreading stuff in there. Shadowrun elves are a special case because most of them were humans that turned into elves. Saying, "Oh, that's right, that's right." Everyone in Shadowrun, there was some kind of like big like magical event that turned humans into the other races, right? Want to join Nobilis games? What is Nobilis? I don't actually know much about Nobilis. Actually, that's a lie. I don't know anything about Nobilis. Not a damn thing. Shadowrun cultures need to be mostly ignored if you want them to hold up, really. World of Darkness has been coming up a lot for you lately. There's Old World of Darkness and New World of Darkness. A couple of your friends are in a Changeling game and tell you about it. They reset most of the universes and made them way less compelling, way more crappy. Oh, good night, Echo. Sorry. I'm getting really wrapped up in this conversation. Thanks for the raid again. New World of Darkness is called Chronicles of Darkness. Old World of Darkness is being brought back with the 20th anniversary. It started Old World of Darkness. Spent a long time building up semi-apocalypse. They decided to finally start pulling triggers around the turn of the millennium. Okay. They built a whole new line of games around the same basic concepts, but heavily revisited with less meta plot and somewhat tighter structure. Now, Nobilis is a tabletop game where characters are personified concepts? That's interesting. That got called the New World of Darkness, but the past few years, the first World of Darkness got revived, and the newer stuff got renamed to Chronicles. Okay. Yeah, my friends and I, we mostly played Mage and Werewolf. I actually ran a Technocracy game based on 2nd edition, I think, and that was super fun. I am flatulence. I'll have to look up. Actually, if you guys have any good information about Nobilis, you should post it in our board game channel on Discord. Maybe start a conversation going there. Big fan of more grounded systems or ones that really explore ideas. Nobilis, I feel, is a really well thought out world. Okay. I'm not promising anything. I don't want to get y'all too excited. I've started looking into chatbot stuff. So, possibly in the coming weeks, if I can steal some time, we might get a chatbot up in here and we can start populating it with useful commands. Author Nobilis is pretty prolific and has a distinct style of distinct abstract concepts. New World Chronicles of Darkness was designed from the ground up, focused more on being a game to be played. All the fluff and stuff has to think, how will the players interact with this? So of course yeah, I would not like that at all. The fluff was what I liked about it. Like when we would run World of Darkness games, we would start with a character sheet, we'd follow all the rules and filling it out, and the further we got into the game, the less we would go back to the character sheet. We would start simplifying dice rolls. World of Darkness games, you should start that again. Fluff is more and more defined by the LARPing. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I don't know. It's just I guess it was a perfect storm for my group, because my group we didn't have any munchkins in my group. We didn't have anybody that really just wanted to like run the systems into the ground. We just wanted to do interactive storytelling, and World of Darkness was perfect for that because it had all kinds of fluff that we could build off of. And the character sheets and the dice rolls were kind of an afterthought to that. We did a diceless game once, even, where we just let the GM do like just determine what happened, and they were even-handed about it. That was really fun. So yeah, I don't. It sounds more D&D-ified from what you guys are telling me. Old World had a long history of designers writing books and adventures tell their own stories rather than create something for groups to tell their own stories in. Like, even designers themselves admit this is a real problem. Okay, that's fair then. That's fair. So I can understand the need to pull back from that. I think it just appealed to the group of people that I came into it with in a very specific way. So remember one of the old rules you used to make game faster. If the number of dice in your pool to do thing is equal to or greater than the difficulty of doing the thing, you forgo the roll for one success plus one success per difference. Difference between Vampire Masquerade and Vampire the Requiem. Masquerade, vampires are super secret power overlords of everything, and there's all this meta plot about world-shattering politics, and the players can't do anything about it. Requiem vampires is a group of kind of powerless, but think they're a big deal, so they infight bitterly and there's a million hooks for players to get into. Okay, that sounds pretty interesting. GM of your Eclipse phase game is wary of munchkins and made me swear that I wasn't going to give my character a lethal soy allergy to min-max. So the new World of Darkness games playing with lore, they're just not writing the campaigns for you. Okay. So maybe it's not as bad as my impression, as the impression I was getting was. Yes, that's a sentence. So you have 10 dice to do thing, and the difficulty of thing is 8. You can just take 3 successes, although I think we capped it out at difficulty 8. We eventually started doing a linear thing, because for like old school World of Darkness, you had attributes and you had skills, and you could have up to 5 points in each. And whenever you need to do a skill check, you combined an attribute with a skill, and you would roll that many d10s, and you count up the number of successes, and different actions required certain numbers of successes. We eventually just started doing like a linear thing. Whenever you want, we would combine the attribute and the skill, and we would roll 1 d10, and as long as you rolled equal to or lower than your combined score, we'd let you pass. And a 10 was always a success, and a 1 was always a failure. So we just kind of like flipped the whole thing to speed it up. It did change the curve of how skills worked. Like skills in traditional World of Darkness get like exponentially more powerful as you add more dice to the pool. But ours was just like a linear thing. World of Darkness math can get you a whole big ramble that involves... I probably shouldn't get you started then $10. As you've seen, describe the dirty secret of Metaplot as it lets people feel like they're playing along even when they can't play. Mage just has cool ideas with Paradox and the idea that magic is bending reality to the will. Yeah, Darkness, I really like that about Mage. Mage was always my favorite system, and I was always fascinated by the Technocracy. I always thought the Technocracy was a really cool spin on it, where they had basically tricked themselves into thinking that their own magic was technology. So they had to have technological focuses for anything they did. You had to be able, if you played as a technocrat, you had to be able to explain away anything you did with magic as super science. And you couldn't believe in your own magic. It was really, really fun to play. Wraith has interesting ideas, the idea of the dark side of yourself of Oblivion. I was always fascinated by like old World of Darkness Wraith. It definitely wasn't a popular game at the time. Like, I don't know anybody that actually ran games of it. It seemed pretty high concept. You need to get Mage, you have Vampire, you have Wraith. Mage definitely sounds like what you love. Mage and the idea of gritting or fleshing it out is so good. Old Mage always sounded to me like it wanted more to be a narrative game than the storyteller system actually encouraged. I would agree with that narrative. Yeah, I would agree with that. The systems definitely weren't perfect. I think it was a bit too clunky and cumbersome for what it was trying to do story-wise. Really like well thought out or hard magic systems is a really good manga. Yes, Darkness. I would love to hear about that. Storyteller is not actually rules light. Yeah. Mage the Awakening was amazing. Hey, Koshade, what's up? Yeah, Koshade. I'm really just now learning about this stuff because I only played like 2nd edition Mage. Ever heard of Witch Hat Atelier? Unless that's one of the like Atelier games on Steam. No. When Souls was writing for World of Darkness, he asked his bosses when to use plus dice to pool and plus the target number, and the bosses just said whatever feels good, because they didn't understand the math either. So Souls got mad and created Rain to make a dice pool mechanic that actually made sense. Wow. All right, so that seems right there like a perfect example of the disconnect, where like I guess the bosses at White Wolf just wanted something very like narrative and story driven, and then they had like a whole other team of mechanics guys doing the math stuff, which kind of explains why it all kind of fits at weird angles. It's the manga that's cool. I'll have to check that out then. The typical tabletop group is mostly interested in GM-less games, so you barely played the big RPG. How did GM-less games work? I don't think I've ever played one. Magic isn't tied to person, but magical elements. Anyone can do it. Has been hidden to only a few due to wars caused by it. Huh. It actually shows like the runes in the system and has rules. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Good one to start with is the Quiet Year. Okay. Why most people want something narrative and story driven, but it got started in the late 80s, early 90s, and took a lot of system inspiration from Shadowrun. Cool how it details the system, which is rad and has such good writing. I want to show you guys something. I don't know how many of you are familiar with this. Okay, I know we're all huge nerds here. We're all video games and manga and anime and shit all the time, right? So you guys are familiar with Masamune Shirow, right? The guy who created Ghost in the Shell. He did several other manga series, I guess. I guess they were serialized and then collected into editions. So he did a really cool one called Appleseed about the post-apocalyptic society rebuilding itself. For sure, we're learning more about Skeletraz. Yeah, sorry about this. I'm really enjoying this conversation like a ton. Yeah, he did several Ghost in the Shell series. He also did this book, which I really like, called Orion. This one is about a society that actually they've applied like scientific theory and processes to magic. So they actually codified their magic. And there are gods and spirits that they can invoke, but they've actually learned like the power quotients and like the mathematical and physical equations that define all this stuff. And he goes into like a huge amount of detail into how some of this stuff works. Like there's where is it? Some really good examples of this. Like they have like mechanical soldiers that can scan for different magical presences. So this one character summons these two spirits to block the path. And then this this military team shows up, the armored guys, and scans them and figures out a way to basically take them out without firing a shot. It's really cool stuff. I highly recommend it. If you like Shiro's work at all, his pre-porn work. Orion's actually probably my favorite. Nobilis isn't ever about direct conflict. Most people are gods, about weakening aspects of reality. The links to reality are politics and the sort. Old World Darkness had incredibly hard to track probabilities because target numbers could move around as well as need multiple successes for hard things and also rules like ones eating successes. Yeah, I remember that. Evaluating probabilities is a goddamn nightmare. Yeah. Create situations where larger dice pools can increase your chance of botching. Oh, that's true. That is true. We've been talking so long, my controller turned off. All right, I tell you what, we absolutely can and should continue this conversation. I'm gonna try and get through at least a little bit more of the story tonight, so we don't end up stuck on this prison island for like 4 weeks or something. All those here on field duty are fairly recent arrivals, and none of us are that knowledgeable about the place, to be honest. Why don't you try talking to Molly? Okay, so that's fair. I see someone get on one of my hobby horses I run after screen. No, Naren, I love it. Like this is the best part of streaming, is getting into really cool conversations and like talking to people with similar interests, comparing experiences and stuff. So this is what I like. At this point, Dragon Quest Builders is like the background noise to this conversation for me. I feel like we should try to progress as much as we can, but I don't really want to blot out the conversation. Teach Malroth about World of Darkness. You haven't played any tabletop, really? Want to do it in systems you find interesting or enjoy? Yeah, that can be tricky. I played World of Darkness is the big one. I played a tiny bit of D&D, like tiny bit of D&D. That's not too hard to find. I've found like there are people in my work that played D&D. Both the game companies I worked for, there were a lot of D&D players. But once you get outside D&D, it's kind of harder to find specific groups. Like back in Strongly Not a Fan of D&D, yeah, I'm not big on it either. I want to play Shadowrun, goddammit. I want to play some good old-fashioned fucking Shadowrun. I'm a huge Shadowrun fan. I've never played the tabletop game. Like even my gaming group in college didn't play Shadowrun. We played. I tried a couple other old systems. I played 7th Sea. 7th Sea is really cool. I doubt 7th Sea is still around, but that was a really cool old system. I played another one called Ark. I don't remember. It's some high fantasy thing with like customizable magic. It was Ark or Ark something. Don't find D&D as interesting. It feels more like high fantasy, but not in a way I like. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of traditional high fantasy anymore. I play World of Darkness, Chronicles of Darkness, not really someone who could do well running it. Told you about the D&D character you want to make. I wanted to be an alchemist that follows the group around by 1% as a chef who cooks up the monsters defeated by the party and feeds them to grant buffs and healing and such. I want his name to be Sam Handwich. Looking into Nobilis, look at 2nd edition of the Big White Book. 7th Sea got a new edition? No shit. That's awesome. I've got that guy, but as a brewer with random ingredients in the game. That's awesome. One thing I can't do this. I do not have the time to run a game. I doubt I would even have time to play in a game. I would love to see people doing like play by post, like in Discord or something. Like I would be 110% in favor of that if people wanted to do like play by post games in our Discord. I've never done a play by post game, but I've read others, and some of them are really cool. Some of them look like a lot of fun. You're a big fan of them, Hive-Hum? Sham Hatwitch is the best pun monster in the DQ series. Party finds a dragon, they're like, oh gods, and they're preparing the spells and branching their weapons to make battle plans. Look at you two sauntering around without care in the world. You've made yourselves right at home, haven't you? Someone's always watching you here, but you also get a surprising amount of time to yourself. That's a calculated move on their part, of course. Why? Seems like they just do a lot worse than just leaving us to reflect on how bad we've got here if they really wanted to. Sam Hamwish is sharpening his knives and licking his lips. Cannot agree with that, only because I'm just starting Dragon Quest 11. There are a lot more monster names to come. Devil and a lot more freeform RP formats. I know there's a ton out there. Yeah, it's I always let other people kind of lead me through, and most of my friends in college were White Wolf fans, so I mostly just knew about World of Darkness games. Me personally, I only ever owned Mage, Technocracy, and Exalted books. I ran an Exalted game too, which was fun for a while, but that group just kind of broke up. The Technocracy game we played for like years. We were into that for a super long time. Want to find a bit more, have Exalted, haven't explored it too much. Kind of play around with some rules light games like Fate or PDQ. Also have really crunchy systems to dig into and play around with. I played, that reminds me, I played Rifts too, back in college. Rifts is a really interesting one because it is crunchy as fuck, but it's also designed so that you can cram anything into it. Like our Rifts game was Macross. We did tabletop Macross in the Rift system, and that was super fun. Qualifier, well-designed crunchy systems. Yeah, Rifts is insane. Rifts is just nuts. Put it this way. What's that ancient Wild West tabletop RPG where you actually have to use poker cards and chips to play? What the hell is that game? I always wanted to try that. Deadlands, that's it. I always wanted to try playing Deadlands. Deadlands seemed like it had really cool lore too. You played Deadlands, had a blast. Oh man, all this shit I missed out on. I never played old school Magic. I never played Deadlands. Wasted childhood. Which is a tabletop channel? The Golden Table. Siambada doesn't use any of the rules in the book in his own games. That's funny. Which you have that'd be fun to try, and it even has a mod for Tabletop Simulator. Pathologic, the board game. Ooh. That would be interesting. Isn't that an official thing too? I feel like I remember reading that they did an official release for table. Yeah. Tend to run freeform RPs yourself. This for Kickstarter. That's cool. Really cool. Philosophy is that the system should serve the story, not vice versa. Completely agree, Manic. 100% agree. That's why we would always we would take established systems. We would just strip out the parts we didn't like. They're planning on selling it separately at some point. Nice. Maybe we should play it when they do that. I went in on the new edition of Fading Suns. Couldn't afford the Kickstarter. What is Fading Suns? Isn't that a PC game too? Or is that Dying? What am I thinking of? Wasn't there some like roguelike spaceship game called Fading Suns or something? I might be getting my wires crossed here. Let me put it this way: if it was all sticky note carrot, the prisoners would only grow to despise the children. Now that I think of it, why are you talking to me anyway? How many times do I have to tell you there's no way off this island? So you're gonna have to give up on this silly dream of yours sooner or later. You might be a builder, but you'll learn soon enough that it doesn't bring you any benefits here. There's a Fading Suns game, a couple technically. Your philosophy is I have to pay $150 for a set of books to play the game. There better be usable rules in it. That's fair. Emperor of the Fading Suns was a 4X game, and the setting was technically created to provide lore for before getting spun off in its own RPG. Oh, neat. Builder? Slurp. What was that? Who said that? The slime wants to be your friend! No, it's just a slime. Didn't know you had them on Skeletraz. What? It's like taking quite a shine to you. Heaven knows why. Let's try something out. Here, take this. Wait a minute. Wait, now you're telling me I can play Pokemon in this thing? Noble Armada is something made more recently to adapt to the shipboard game. Molly had totally given up, but still had the ring. Space medieval sci-fi fantasy thing like 40k if Dune was turned way up and also the sanity. Oh god. So just Dune then. Yeah. I think it depends on how far you got into that series. I'd been keeping it well hidden from the guards just in case I ever needed it. That Wrangler's Ring lets you make friends with monsters, provided they're interested in making friends first, and if you feed them some monster munchies, you'll seal the deal. Let's try giving the slime some of these monster munchies and see what happens. Go on. So wait, is this dumb island like a tutorial for the monster wrangling system? Some monsters you'll want to befriend after you defeat them. Feed them some monster munchies and they'll join your party. Hi! Magic is still explicitly a thing in Fading Suns. Really? Oh my god. Slimes are so cute. Slimes are so painfully, agonizingly cute. Oh shit. We have to name it. Chat, what do we name the slime? Greg, Goku. Squish. Squish is good. I like Squish. Gook. Silver Mike. Oh my god, Silver Mike. Silver wins. Oh my god. I'm tearing up just typing it. Oh, it's so good. No! No, you can't do this to me. How? Can we not do goo? Man, or maybe this is a name of a later. I see it. Yeah, I see it. Okay. Assholes ruin everything, don't they? Add extra O's? Maybe that'll work? Goo-koo. Okay, that worked. Goo goo. That's an interesting way to make new friends, I suppose. Yum, no, Monster Munchie's my favorite. Not bad slime, you know, I promise. Is what you thought I was going to say, wasn't it? The name's Splodger Splodgington Oosquire, by the way. Don't be thinking you can give me any old silly name, Gooman. That said, Goku isn't too shabby. Alright, then I'll take it. It's not like anyone oozes their real names around here anyway. Blow me down, it's him, old Gottfried's slimy sidekick. Gottfried, you say? You're builder, right? I bet we could get off this island if we squished our heads together. Let me help you escape. Yeah, G-O-O-K is not a nice word for people of Asian descent. I think I named this guy Garfield. As if a slime would be any use to us. We will find out coming very oozeful indeed, Mr. Malroth. Look at him go. Let's talk later. The jailers tend to drop their guard after the sun goes down. You don't have anything better to do, just sit on that bench over there. Hope your son's not no slime. Oh, and one more thing, the screws. If the screws see me with you, they might think I'm up to no goo. I'll squeeze myself into your rags and lie low until night slime. So, did he just cram himself in my bathing suit or something? You never know who's in there. Maybe that slime will come in handy after all. Then why don't we do as Goku says and have a seat on that bench over there? Sure. Let's goo it. My god, turn into something edible and stop the puns. It never ends, Naren. This is where we live now. This is our life now. Now that he's part of our party, he'll be there for everything.
Huh.
Wow. Enough for today. It's time to return to your cells. Blah, 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 blah. Yep, there is no stopping the puns. Though you might have heard of that, but also think, I guess, best not to dwell on it, I suppose. You know? Yeah, cabbage. Hook assist up. No, it's like, whatever. I don't give a shit. Totally doesn't care. I don't want to cook this right now. Oh, I see a treasure chest back there. What's your character wearing? Is that just... No, it's a bathing suit. It's a skimpy bathing suit that I got on Crumble Dun, I think. So she's wearing a bathing suit, a straw hat, a bow, sunglasses, and a mustache. Does Malroth even eat? I don't think I've ever seen him eat. Oh yeah, because it's strapped up in the back. That makes sense. And it's tied in the front too, so. It's so generally featureless that makes sense. Malroth is a vampire confirmed. Were there vampires in Dragon? Are there vampires in Dragon Quest? I'm trying to remember what their sprite would look like, and I'm drawing a blank here. I remember the Final Fantasy 1 vampire. Worth Malroth is a Twilight vampire, so you can only go out in the day. It's too dirty to sparkle. Tonight's the night we get our plan underway. No idea how much of a help that slime will be, but I'm sure we'll get off this rock one way or another. After all, that pyramid of ours isn't going to build itself. You know, Digby and Ardelia are going to slack off if I'm not there to crack the whip. DQ vampires are basically bat people? Okay. That's your jawbone I see moving. It's like, this is good night. This is up to you. Finds a way off this idiotic island. Instead of chatting boneheads, time for lights out! With that, the jailer locks Miku and the other prisoners in their cells. Betty buys you a horrible lot. If I catch you yapping, I'll be off to the hole with you. There's exactly one actual literal vampire in the entire series, huh? Lurk a bit more, doing something, you can play some Maiden Spell with a friend. Totally fair darkness. I'm only gonna be streaming for another 10 minutes or so, I think. It's getting late, I'm getting tired. Rambled myself to death tonight. You want to escape from here, don't you? Then Betty Buys will have to wait. Happen to know there's a slooper special secret hidden somewhere in your cell. Take a good look around and see if you can find it. Door is shut fast, won't open. Is it in here? Nope, still not there. I want to sleep. Dragon Quest 3 has vampires as random monsters in 3 color varieties, and DQ11 has the vampire succubat. I hadn't even thought of that. Hadn't even thought of that. Ooh! Take a closer look at the floor. These blocks look a bit different to the others, don't they? They do indeed. Great, that's the hole I was hoping you'd find. What are you waiting for? Go on down. How is it down there? That was a table. An old Gooman friend of mine dug this tunnel in secret. Welcome to Easy to Get Lost. Check that pot over there for more oozeful information. Pot seems to be used as a prisoner's toilet. Yeah, hell yes. Not this one. Well, look, Miku finds a slightly soiled piece of paper. Slightly soiled? For having been in somebody's toilet for years? You found something, have you? Try splatting it out on that simple small table and see what it says. I don't want to splat anything out I found in a toilet. Well, then take a closer look. Ooh, we have a mission now. I am the escapologist extraordinaire. No prison penitentiary or pail of water can hold me. Tonight I shall attempt my most daring getaway yet. I shall escape from Skeletrazed. None other has ever achieved this feat. Pains me to leave my slimy sidekick behind, but such is the lot of the professional powder taker. His feet were made for fleeing, and that's just what they'll do. I will succeed, of that there is no doubt. However, should by some fatal fortune my mission fail, I implore whoever finds this letter to do what I could not. Yours fleetingly, Gottfried, escapologist extraordinaire. Gottfried got cut by the Children of Hargon on purpose so he could come to Skeletraz, break out, and prove himself to be the best escape artist of all slime. Ooh. His plan failed, he disappeared, and no blobby has ever seen him since. Always admired Gottfried. I've been waiting for someone to carry on his legacy ever since he vanished. Please, don't let my friend's dreams be squelched. Tell me you're finished what Gottfried started and escape from Skeletraz. You will, won't you? Hell yes, I will. Great! Let's get going then. this mission begin. What do we do first, buddy?
I don't want to ruin the moment, but we're in a bit of a sticky situation. Skeletraz is surrounded by miles and miles of ocean. Even if we do manage to escape, we won't be going anywhere without a boat. What's that? The Children of Hargon seized the boat you were on when they caught you? That's Snooper! The ship's being held somewhere nearby. We can use it to make our getaway. Still, I'm surprised you were sailing the seas in the first place. The children don't allow goomans to use boats, you know. It's working out in our favor, this slime. All we have to do now is find a way out of here and find your ship. Gottfried's tunnel oozed to be a lot longer than this. Maybe you could use your fist to break through any sand that's blocking the way.
Sand, you say?
Gooey! Smash that sand like it was nothing. I wish I had hands so I could squish stuff like you goomans. Looks like the tunnel keeps gooing. Let's check it out.
I think maybe we'll see where this tunnel goes, and then that'll probably be it for the evening. There are dirt walls here too. Hang on a second, I'm curious of something. There's sand and then there's dirt. I can't tunnel through dirt with my bare fists. So maybe that's something that we can do after we get our hammer back. Just to make sure. Yeah, okay. I hear running water back there somewhere. Alright, we found something.
So this is where the tunnel leads.
Dirt walls are meaningful, but not yet. Okay.
Have a mosey around this building and see if we can find a way out.
Oh, it's a... They're dead? What the hell? They're dead? Brutal. Miku reads a sign. This is the incinerator. No matter the manner of a prisoner's death, whether by old age or bad luck, the cleansing fire shall give them new life as willing warriors for the High Priest Hargon.
An incinerator, huh? Just the thought of being thrown into that furnace makes me turn to jelly.
Okay, they won't let me jump in, unfortunately. I want that treasure. I guess I'll have to find a way to extinguish it first. Interesting. Oh, thank God. Okay. Oh, thank God. Everything's so topsy-turvy, I don't know. Oh, where am I?
Why, he's written for the dead and he's talking to Ooze.
This is me first mate, Miku. Good to see you're alive and licking.
Oh, he isn't a corpse. He was just asleep. The screws must have thought he was dead and brought him down here.
Yeah, heart attack moment, seriously. Get your face out of my cleavage. It's all this talk of corpses. Where is here anywhere? Where's me ship?
I see this Gooman must be the captain of your ship. Follow us, Captain. We're going to find a way out of here.
Alright, cool. Party member get.
Oh, Splat is locked. The door leads to the outside world. My news doesn't lie. When we could unlock it, we might be able to escape. Huh? You didn't know the slimes had nooses? You've forgotten where we are right now? Make yourself useful instead of asking silly questions.
Master of the Goobvious. Oh God, Niran. It's starting to affect you.
Someone's there. I can feel it in my bones. Oh no! One of the screws. Quick, hide!
Come out, wherever you are.
Will the views be better? What the f... Kitty! I want a kitty. Just kitty, eh? Go on, scram! Ooh, I nearly sludged myself there. What do we call it a night for now? Couldn't agree more. Don't forget you're a prisoner. If you're not back in your cell come morning, the screws will notice. Found that door. That's a good first step. Just need to think about how to get it open. Right now, we need to focus on getting back to your cell. Let's go! What about Brownbeard, though? What the hell are we gonna do with him? You can be fingers crossed that everything goes according to plan. It's all a lot to take overboard. I never imagined I'd get locked up on Skeletraz. In fact, I've never even caught current of the place. Speaking of which, there's something been mean to ask you, Miku. Isn't Hargon supposed to have been defeated by the 3 Scions of Erdrick? So how come his crew is still in charge of every island to make starboard at? Seems like a few too many to just be stragglers. I've been wondering that myself. I plan to do this Thursday night too. Yes, we are back to doing Dragon Quest Builders 2 twice a week. Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tomorrow night, we're going to be starting SFD, which is a turn-based RPG roguelike. And assuming it's good, we'll be continuing it on Wednesdays until we finish it. Friday, we're doing Indie Variety Night. I think we're going to be doing FPS games, but I'll have more to announce later. Saturday will be Shining Force 2, and Monday will be more Thief the Dark Project. Slime is very rude. I thought your ship's captain, not a historian hiding. Maybe you should stick to what you're used to. Speak of the angel, and the 11 seas is my beloved ship. Beautiful Bo's my best friend, just like Malroth is to Miku. The noise down, will you? We're trying to scoop here. Captain, we're going to find your ship sooner or later. It's the only way we can sail away from this island. So sloop oogering and do what I tell you. This friend of yours is quite the bossy knickers, ain't he, Miku? Reminds me of a certain young lady. I can hear you, you know. Let's talk about walking. Yes, sir, Mr. Slime, sir. Okay, 6207, me and the captain will go on ahead. Follow the route we ooze to get here, and we'll see you under your cell. Okay. I'm assuming I don't have to replace the blocks I broke. I'd head to bed. Thanks for Fallout World of Darkness chat featuring Dragon Quest. My pleasure. Anytime. Let's do this again on Thursday, shall we? Not bad for a night's work. Let's go over what we learned so far. Trying to open your cell door is too risky, but you can go through the tunnel to the crematorium, which is a door leading to the outside. So all you need to do is get that door open, right? Exactly. If we had a key, we'd be one step closer to glorious freedom. The 2 blocks you really need to replace. I'm assuming the ones in my cell, maybe? No, Captain, no! If we want to make it out of here like my good friend Gottfried, we need to dig our way to freedom. Opening the door is just the first step. The only way we're going to get your boat is through the tunnels under Miku's cell. We can't dig any further with just our bare hands. We have to open that door, search for a way to open up the tunnels, and Bob's our auntie. Precisely. Nice to see you know how to listen after all, Captain. Once you find the key for that door, everything will fall into place. Good luck finding it. 6207. I'll stay down here with Goku and keep out eyesight. Give Malroth me regards, won't she? You get back to your cell. Be sure to fill in the hole and cover with your straw bedding. You don't want the screws to catch wind of our plan. Out of curiosity, what happens if I don't? Oh, probably doesn't let me progress until I do that. Great, that's the hole taken care of. You're a builder, aren't you? Everyone's capable of realizing my good friend Gottfried's dream. It's you. But thou must. I mean, it's 6207. No, Miku. Let's escape from Skeletraz and wave the silent goodbye forever. Goodbye, sorry. All right, I'm gonna go to sleep. As soon as we wake up, I'm gonna save. Well, we're 30% of the way to escape, so we'll definitely be able to bust off this island on Thursday, unless we spend the entire night chatting. What do you slurpos to do? She dreams of burning bones, locked doors, and blocked tunnels, of everything that stands between her and freedom. She dreams of all her friends on the Isle of Awakening, anxiously waiting for her to come home. Doop, doop, doop. Oh, I didn't even think to look at the map. Alright, gang. Wow, it has not auto-saved in like hours. God, imagine if the game had crashed. We might be done with Dragon Quest Builders too, if that's the case. If that had been the case. Man! Alright, well. This is a full evening. Never tell you what happened to you once with this game? I think you mentioned you lost some progress. Were you the one that was warning me I should have backup saves? Because your save died after going to a couple different islands or something? Let me about it, yeah. See how else is streaming. Somebody can send. Tell you what, let me send you over to Silver Star. They're playing Subnautica. It's their first blind playthrough. They're on part 6. So if you haven't played Subnautica and you don't want to be spoiled, don't come along for this one. Should keep the builderly theme going. Just finished Crumble Done. You're on your way back. Game crashed in the middle of an island transition. Completely corrupted your save files. Unrecoverable. Happened to have a save file in other slot from like 2 hours prior. Wow. Lucky you, dude. That is brutal. Anyway, let's go do us up a raid. And thank you all so much for coming out tonight. And thank you for chatting with me about tabletop games and Fallout and all kinds of fun stuff. It really is the best part of streaming. Hanging out with cool people like you, talking about fun stuff, just relaxing. That, that sort of thing is more important than ever these days. So I really look forward to these moments we have. So anyway, talking about new stuff and exploring new interests. Exactly. So thank you once again for coming out. Hopefully I will see you tomorrow for SFD or Thursday for more Dragon Quest Builders 2. And until then, as always, y'all take care. Bye, everybody.